we wanted to start the meeting were to also call and go and pick them up from home. So before we move to different venues for different petitions, let me start by welcoming everyone present in this meeting, particularly the Executive Mayor who's been with us since yesterday, Executive Mayor Mwerane, also the MMC. Thank you very much, ma'am, for making yourself available today. And you were with us the whole day yesterday as well. Let me also acknowledge and thank some of the members that were with us yesterday. Ma'am, let me just get your name first because everyone can meet a kalibito and I could be that's fun. Can I fun give Yes, let me acknowledge our MMC, MMC Khomia Sira. She was one of the MMCs or councillors that was with us yesterday until the end of the yesterday's session. She's also here today with the Executive Mayor. We are lucky that we are joined by MMC, by honorable members that were here yesterday, Member Ntong and Member Mabunda, but we are also fortunate that Member Kanyile have joined us today. We also want to acknowledge and thank the officials from different structures of government, local government and provincial government, particularly from COCTA as well as municipalities. We have Mfuleni, we have Sidibeng, and we have today Lisedi Akiboni, Lisedi, okay? We have Midval again, they've joined us visually. So I want to acknowledge and thank the officials from those local government structures as well as from the departments of the Gauteng government. Let me also thank our teams from the legislature who are here, who've been here since yesterday, and acknowledge and thank their presence in today's meeting. We are going to continue with our sessions that started yesterday of listening to some of the petitioners. We've got about 8 petitions, if I'm not mistaken. We'll actually listen to all petitions today in 2 different venues. There will be 4 petitions being heard at this venue, and by Member Mabunda and myself. Member Mabunda is the member of the Petitions Committee, so I'll be here to give him support in order for us to be able to finish all petitions today. We'll then have other petitions, other 4 petitions that will be heard at the other venue, which is in the hall. They'll be heard by Member Tong, who will be leading together with Member Kanyile. Member Tong is the member of the Petitions Committee, and Member Kanyile will be supporting her. I will remain with the Executive Mayor here, and then MMC, you'll actually join, but we will be guided which AMA petitions are on and our agopi. So, but at least one will come this side, one will go that other side. So we will inform our petitioners where to go. And remember, in terms of petitions, not everyone who signed a petition is here. The only people who have invited are people who are supposed to present the petitions on behalf of petitioners or on behalf of themselves. Because some of the petitions are petitions of individuals, not of a group. But there are those that of groups, and those that are from groups, only one person will be, because of the COVID-19 regulations or because of the lockdown regulations. After the petitions have been heard and responded to by municipalities, by the departments of Gauteng government, will then come back to this venue and formally acknowledge all those petitions through announcing them and indicate that they've been heard. And if they are closed or all answers have been responded to, we'll then indicate that these ones are closed, and there'll be those, if possible, they'll then be deferred to the next engagement. I'm actually hoping and praying that today we'll close all petitions, because the intention of coming to different municipalities is to try and deal with all petitions and close those petitions and deal with the new ones later. But if we could not close them today, I want to promise the petitioners that we will finalize your petitions soon. Ngalawa magama ke, I want to then thank you and then declare, because I'm not going to declare the area a parliamentary precinct again today. It is still a parliamentary precinct, as the declaration that was made by Honorable Litswalo yesterday, and will only declare it otherwise after everything has been finalized later today. So those that are dealing with do I have to announce it here? Yeah. The petition, yeah. Okay. But myself and Mabunda and the executive mayor will remain here. And the MMC, as well as the member Tong and Kanyile, will then move to the hall. Then we'll like to then announce to the petitioners for them to know where they're supposed to go, as well as the officials from different departments and municipalities. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chairperson of Committees. Good morning to the leadership. Good morning, Honorable Chairperson Kanyile. Good morning, Honorable Tong. Good morning to the Honorable Mayor. And good morning to the officials of the legislature, and good morning to the petitioners. Chair, we have divided our petitions today. Indeed, we'll be dealing with 8 petitions. We have divided the petitions into 4 for expediency today. Those that I will call now will remain our petitioners that will be sitting here. So their petitions will be held here. Their hearing will be held here. If I call out your name, maybe just confirm whether you are here. The first petition is related, that will be sitting here, is Bafana Mavuso. Bafana Mavuso? Okay. That petition is related to safety, and he is not here. And we do have the official from community safety. We can confirm that. I think we will follow up with that petition. And then the next petition is Nana Panda. Nana Panda. Councillor Panda. She's not here. She's not here. And that petition was related to community safety as well. We have the next petition, Tembi Sefata. Tembi Sefata. The petitioner is not here. Okay. The next petition we have, and that petition was related to Kokta. What we will do with the petitioners that are not here, because we've got the authorities here, and we do not want to, again, Chair, invite the authorities wasting their time to come and respond to petitions. What we will do is that where the department can present a response, we will draft that response. That response will be forwarded to the petitioner, so that we don't have to come back to deal with the same petition. The next petition, Chair, that was allocated to your good self, was that of Ms. Eunice Mukwena. And this was a petition responsible or to be dealt with responded by Midval, and they were going to join us virtually to deal with that petition. So, Chair, it means, I don't know, it means the the four petitioners are not here. Let's look at the next group, because then it means we'll have to reallocate the list. Then the next petition we have, or that was supposed to be dealt in the other room, was related to Tembisi Fata. Ms. Tembisi Fata. The petition is related to Mfuleni. Okay. The next petitioner that was supposed to be dealt with is Mrs. Msimang. Okay. Thank you. That petition is related to Kokta and human settlement and Mfuleni. So I think, because, Chair, with your indulgence, because the other petitioners are not here, I think we'll then have to deal with this petition first here in this room, Member Tong, because then it means we had anticipated that we had 8 petitions to be dealt with. Now that I think already we have got 4 petitioners that are not here, so I think that leaves us with 4, and there's only one petitioner that is here. So for expediency and progress, I think we'll have to have the petitions here, the hearing here. So Mem Simang will follow next. I'm happy to report that Kokta and Mfuleni are here to respond to that petition. Ms. Matsepo Joyce, I think Councillor Joyce is here. The petition will be responded to, also related to Mfuleni as well as Kokta. The last petition to be dealt with is Mrs. Rebecca Oliphant. I know she is here. We had allocated transport to go fetch her. Chair, I note that there are also petitioners that had walked in. There was a petitioner, chairperson, petitioner Robert Seiteke, from yesterday. That list that is not allocated here. I think that's an oversight on our part. But also I note, Chair, that there are other petitioners that are not here and that are here but I have not mentioned. Just like Robert Sefatsa. I would like to just, with your indulgence, Chair, just I check if there are any other petitioners that are here that I have not mentioned in the list. Besides Ndate Sikete, okay. If you may just press that mic and introduce yourself so that we can just identify your petition here. Thank you.
Good morning, sir. My name is Boiki Mohapi. I'm here on a petition of the ward-based educators. The person who submitted the petition was Millicent Mukwasi. We were there yesterday in the hall. They said that and then they will start with us today. That is for the ward-based educators, the CSDs, ward-based educators.
Okay.
Yes.
We will search that petition. I'm sure we'll find it and we'll deal with it. Chair, meaning and then there's Robert Sikete. So meaning, Chair, we have got about 5 petitions today, petitioners today to be dealt with. Chair, with your indulgence, I'm not sure if you still want to divide the groups or we can hear the petitioners here, all of them. I think I leave it to you, Chair.
I'll be guided by the team. If those that are physical are here, maybe we should start with the ones that are here. Member Tong and Member Kanyile, do you still want to go and deal with the petitions outside this room, or you can deal with them here? Let me be guided by you.
Thank you, Chair. I think we are fine here.
Should we then consider them here?
Yes.
Okay. How many are here at the moment? Yeah?
3, 4, 5.
Okay. So let's start with the ones that are here. And then can I then request that we all come up, the 4 members, if you could come up. Executive Mayor, or even if you don't come, at least leave a khaufinyana one. Motse ditulo ge. Ntate Mabone. Oh yeah, we're all right, mo. Socks and chona batla mo ake. Yeah. And then if I can ask the Maramokona executive mayor must have a place of only mic Gauteng again. Please. Yeah. Yeah, thank you very much, Executive Mayor. Lim MMC. At least, Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. I'm now going to hand over to Ntate Mabunda and Member Tong to take us through some of the petitions. And then of course, the petitioners, when they are presenting, will ask the petitioner to go to a place where there's a mic, like when I'm the would you say hand more because a mic go thing. So we'll ask those that are not closer to a mask, because I've seen that some of the petitioners they go dimukwa. I will ask those petitioners to come down. Out of the 5, who is downstairs? Can I check? 1, 2, 3. Where's the other 2? Only petition according. If the guy the petitioner according ya ke kopa batle mo tlase mo batla dula mo ba bang ba ka dula gona mo. What? Okay. Okay. No, thank you very much. I'm now going to hand over to Member Mabunda and Member Tong to then start with the petitions, and then we'll give them all the support. Thank you very much. Honorable members.
Morning, sir.
Good morning, everybody. We are starting with petition number 6. PP 13A/0821/L. Mbuli, can you read the petition for us?
Thanks, Chair, and ndimachironi vathu vothe. Ndimachironi mudzura chidulo. Ndimachironi dzimembara dza legislature. Good morning, everyone. Dumelang. Ritlo dilaka petition ya encroachment. The rapporteur is Member Chabalala.
Can I have silence there at the door, please?
Registration number PP 080/10/17LO. The petitioner is Ms. Elizabeth Marco, an elderly female who resides at 1112 Residencia Zone 6, who alleges that a neighbor encroached parts of a stand by installing a gate. She also alleges that she was instructed by the municipality to remove the gate to the other side, but she is unable to do that as there is an electricity and water box on that side. She further alleges that she informed the municipality about the matter and was told that she must arrange with ESCOM to remove boxes so she is able to install a gate, but she does not have the funds to pay for ESCOM. Chair, the petitions was referred to Mfuleni for consideration and reporting on the 27th of October 2017. You will note, Chair, that it's a long petition. It was registered in 2017. To date, Chair, we haven't received a response to that effect. Thanks, Chair.
Okay, thank you. Where is the petitioner? Okay. The mic. Yeah. O ka bolela ka petition ya hao mme?
Dumelang batswadi, bomme le bontate. Lebitso la ka ke Elizabeth Mako. Ke dula mo residency ya mo 1112006 extension 2. Petition e ke na le yona ke complain ya box ya meter ya metsi, ya meter box ya metsi le ya electric. Mo ke dulang teng ke mo corner e ka mo gare, ne? So ke butse gate on the other side ya passage, but the passage itself e bitswa a sort of a park e kgolo, it's quite big, that's of glory. So ke butse ka mo side la passage, because ka mo ke tshwantse ke bule gate teng go na le meter wa metsi, go na le meter wa motlakase. So neighbor ya ka e leng 11, if I'm not ma ke back opposite ya ona complain gore ke butse gate ka mo side la jarata ya gage. So ke re a ke na problem ya go bula gate where I'm supposed to go bula gate teng, ke bule kae, because ka mo ke metsi ke motlakase ke kgaotse le jarata ya ka as such. So ba mbitsetsa batho ba masepala ba influence gore ba tlo bua le nna kwa le gate ya ka ke bule ka mo tshwanetseng teng. So go tlile I think 3 people from influence ba tlo sheba jarata. I don't mind go bula gate mo tshwanetseng e bule e tlhagelle e emeteng. Bothata ba ka ke these 2 things. Ntate wa la sana le teng a tsebe le bitso la gagwe, to be honest o ile a re fela monna ke go Eskom ke jwetse Eskom ra tlo tlosa le box ke re how do I do that le metsi le limiter wa metsi. Thank you ntate.
Okay, the municipality, who is here to respond?
Exactly your problem on a yona ke gore mo go na leng meter ya metsi le ntshena and ke gate ya gagwe as well.
Yes.
So what you are petitioning as gore re etse gore re botse masepala ebe bona ba tlosang meter ya metsi le meter ya electricity.
Yes.
In order for you to then use the gate again. That is your request, because when you can't afford to relocate those 2.
No.
Okay.
Is there no one from the municipality to respond?
Get someone from Mfuleni to respond to the petition. Mr. Mayor, ki petition ya mama Ariana ana chelete ya go tlosa meter ya metsi le meter ya electricity in order to accommodate the complaint ya etlileng ka moagisane wa gagwe. So if masepala feels gore she must use the gate and the meters, then let them move the meters to a place whenever di senyega ile gore o kena ka gate e o ka koloi or ka mount. That is a request that the resident is requesting.
Thank you, Chair of Chair. Ke kopa fela re verify the number, because ke bona the response mona ha tsamaelane le issue me I raise directly. Can I get the case number exactly? Can the presenter repeat that number, please?
Mbuli.
Chair, the reference number is PP08C/10/17LO. The respondent is Mfuleni. That will be your first page on the summary. I don't know whether the executive mayor was given the executive summary. For ease of reference, can I?
No, thank you, Chair. It's quite different from what I have on paper. According to the responses, Chair, on the status it says awaiting the report. However, let me just venture to assist the sitting that the electricity network in that area belongs to ESCOM. And the undertaking between the two, Mfuleni and ESCOM, is that Mfuleni should not venture in or try to do anything on their network. Several times where we wanted to assist in areas that are supplied by ESCOM, we were forbidden to do that because it is their network. So I would still actually encourage the complainant to talk to Mr. Raditsila at ESCOM at Houtskop that they must come and shift the box. I don't know whether it's a green box or it is a meat. I don't actually understand the nature of the problem because it's not me actually who went to the house itself. But I would like to suggest that ESCOM should be involved in this because they are the ones who should incur the cost of removing that box or whatever object they have to shift. Ailia Mfuleni, metsi ke Mfuleni ke nnete, the metering system ke Mfuleni, because now ke mong mona, I can say to Chair, let me take this matter up, ke responded to you next week, how can we assist this family? Because I must talk to the relevant metsi a lekwa. They are the ones who can, maybe I can drive with them to the site, go check out exactly what can be done to assist, if it's possible, because remember network already, or how we network is in the area. So we need to understand how to reshift it. What are we shifting exactly? We shift a box or we shift what? We don't know at the moment exactly what the complainant is asking us to do. If maybe it means we need to recheck a shift a pipe, register somewhere. That is going to interfere with the infrastructure. So hence I will say safely to you, Chair, let me make a follow-up next week, and then in writing I can write back to the legislature to say I did the inspection in Logo myself with the relevant departments, and this is what we can afford to do. That's how I can safely respond to this matter.
Ntate Mayor, ne ke kopa hore ha o ntse o le busy with report o checka hore o lo oversight ko ha mama hore box e mo kae e kotse tsela jwang ho etsahala eng. Re kopa hore o ne o re fa update because of o tlile Chair a re kwala di petition. So re batla hore tseba re ha se re kwala mme o thotse thuso na. Ne re kopa se re thole report. Thank you.
Chair, can I maybe the executive mayor can also assist us with the following question. And I'm working here under general knowledge and things could have changed. I was under the impression that when municipality build houses or whoever builds houses, there are plans that must be approved. There are things that must be checked. Where's the servitude and all those other things before approvals are made. Maybe we should also get the response whilst we're dealing with that matter. That is the priority matter, but the other thing we need to know is where this process is followed, and if they were, how come that there was this situation? But if they were not followed, what was the reason? can we be able to be told that then what is going to be done to be dealt with it? But I think it's twofold. Priority number one is the matter that has been reported before us, but we ask that also as part of that can also be given to us. Thank you.
Mabunda?
No, I think some have been covered. What is left though is that from the petition as presented here, the petitioner says she does not have funds to pay ESCOM for the relocation of service. I think that's at the heart of the petition here. That after the municipality has visited or came at home to do an inspection and found that she had encroached, they had said she must apply with ESCOM, and she insisted that she does not have funds to do the relocation of the service. I think maybe what needs to be investigated, to what extent can the municipality assist in this case, if any assistance can be given. Otherwise, it will remain open for forever. But I think the mayor is correct that it's better to investigate and give a proper formal written report to the legislature. Then the petitions committee will formally notify the petitioner as to what the final outcome of the petition will be. Thanks.
Yeah, no, thank you very much. I'm sure issue here, someone have complained about encroachment after a gate has been opened or initiated by a neighbor, in this case, Mama. And then she's being instructed that she must actually go back and use her gate. Mara gate ya gaga go thata gore a berekise. A ke re mama, because gona le di services tseo, a ke re?
Bampushitse ko ga ko ntle. So ke kene ile ko pele gore to such an extent or pour le hane le box electric ile metsi neng ka di fa chance a ke khone go di fa chance because ba jele stance ne ke na le case, the first case ne le stance sona ka bosona o ka mo morago am pushitsa a tlile ko pele le ona a tlile ko pele, so I had to gore ke tle ko pele e lo the first case ne ke kopile masepala tlo mpontsha di panel tsa jarata di kae. He never came couple of times, so ebe idula ile case idule jwala, it never ended. So this time ha ne ke tla ke tlo kopa because ne se ke tsabana le mtato ka mo pele because on because ona le di taxi, so o kena ka yena the same passage a kenya di taxi tsa gagwe. So le nna ha ke tswa le ngwana ha tswa ka koloi re lwana la case o tshela seretse, so re tsa ka ntho e senang kelello. But problem ya ka go gore ke tena ke bula gate mo ke butseng teng because of ntho tsena tse itu, possibly because ntato wa emfuleni har monna ke lo tlosa le box ke re, but a se nna ke bile le box la ESCOM mo. I think ha bana ba le be ka le baka le metsi. So a ke na tšhelete go I'm a single parent ke tlo nka ka tšhelete go tlosa lo jotsa ESCOM mo tlosa le box wena masepala metsi tlosa metsi. So ke entangled mo bathong ke sa tlhole ke utlwana le batho ke re tsa ka ntho e ka reng ke itikara ra batho ba bagolo. O utlwa motswadi? Thank you. Le ESCOM ye di two. Yes, as a belief. Yes, yeah, guy, because yes, Yes.
But to be the boundary walls tsa bona, in order for you gore
Le nna ke kgone ho dula hantle, ska ka kwalla
Yeah.
batho tsela. O mong le mong a kgone ho dula, excuse mama, o mong le mong a kgone ho dula hantle because at the back, ona wa di-taxi ne, o kentse di butler ne, di butler because apparently, pipe ya sewage, iya kwa, ne, so aka se ha kenya le botana. Main hall o ka mo ona o kentseng le botana. And then, ke di passage, le passage e ke buang ka yona itself, bona ba le kore wa 11-20 or kore bona ba ithuba butseng passage e walang ko sekontiri ba ntse ba jele passage e ka ne ha ne se Apollo light koloi ne ka nne ya tswa one tall.
Handle, the three of you are affected by servitudes.
Yes.
You know, and I think, Mayor, the mistake, you cannot switch hanyane, ma'am. The mistake that we usually react when we react the public developments or development is a private developer. In your title deed, they will indicate gore jarata how ki jarata ya 10 square meters. I'm making an example. And then more 10 square meters only what is called a servitude. Ki so many square meters, 2 in 20. And when it is RDPs, hangata, the title deed hide cover dilo tseo. And we can make an example, ka Savannah City. Savannah City, there's RDP developments, there's private development done by Metropolitan. When you go to Metropolitan developments, ba go botsa ka di servitudes. Although your yard is 1,034 square meters, 134 square meters is the servitude. You have a right to use it, but you can't build any permanent structure more. I get it. So the situation mama I tolang ko yon, it's a typical challenge eling gore iteng liko Savannah City. Those that are in RDPs, because one, their title deed had it to kanako. It was years after they've occupied the homes. So they don't even know where the servitude is. And they don't even know what is going to be covered by the title deed. Whereas those that have bought their homes, title deed, it's like a pillar, they will know the issues they already being. So I think here we were supposed to get the planning department to then be the ones that listen to this petition and be able to go and do what is into a local inspection. But rona re thola petition e tshwanang le e. A re submita ko masepala. Re submita ko masepala gore masepala a tsamaye a lo etsa his own investigation as well. So that when a petitioner is called here, ne, they respond to what they've also seen on the ground. Ba ha ba submita. But here is the petition, and then they'll have to go. So it seems that with this petition, some groundwork have not been done by the city. Or ke bua ma?
Ke kopa hanyane fela mama. The last meeting on the other side ne. But le bomme untate le bomme baspan ke lebetsa butomo mo a le moteletse ke lebetsa. Ba ile ba fitlile ba inspector fela, and then ba tsama. That was the last time I ke ba bona. That was the last time. But fela ba tlo sheba, and then they were gone for forever until as we speak. Ish. Could be more than a year, I think. The last time in the petition, the other side, I think it's more than a year. It's probably before Corona, I believe. Long before Corona. Long before Corona.
No, thanks. I think I will want to take the suggestion by the mayor that let the municipality go and investigate further and write back to the petitions committee as to what is their suggested outcome. Because Honorable Kanyele is correct in that when there's township development, there's obvious drawings or plans for that township, and in each property, there must be an entrance. And unfortunately, in this case, there seemed to have been an omission in that part. So the municipality will go and investigate as to who will have committed that omission, because if indeed ESCOM did come and put a box where there was supposed to be an entrance, it must be at their cost, that removal, including that water meter. They must be removed at the municipality's cost and at ESCOM's cost. But the mayor is committed that they will investigate and revert back to the petitions committee. I think, Mama, you will get a replying notice from the petitions committee in terms of how the petition will be resolved. That will be on the executive mayor. How soon can we get the response, mayor?
Through you, Chair. I think this matter is not very complicated. It's a matter that Wednesdays I do sector engagement. I can go to visit the area on Wednesday, and you'll get my response Friday, then you can get a formal official report from my office.
Give it 14 days.
Yes, please.
Okay. Thank you very much. Zagele, 14 days. Okay, Mama, 14 days, a formal report as the petitions committee.
Ke lebogile bo mme le bontate. Wa botona tlile ke Sampi bitso la gage. Ke gone ke le gopola Sampi.
Sampi. Okay, wa mo tseba ke re ntate mayor.
Ya ke nna tlile mama na tlile ke gone ke mo gopola.
Okay. Ra leboga gagolo Mama, and we hope that we'll be responding to you in 14 days time, because refer Masipala 7 days, and then also for them to prepare their response, and then Leruna will prepare our response to you. So in 14 days, we hope that this issue will have been closed.
Ke lebogile bo mme le bontate.
Okay, thank you very much, Shima, for
Thank you.
coming to us.
Thank you.
Okay, next petition.
Thanks, Chair. The next petition is Old Age Center. Yeah. Oh, sorry, Chair, for that. The next one is refusal to provide services, booking police station. The petitioner is Mr. Bafana Mavuso. I don't know as to whether the petitioner is in attendance. Also, maybe to check as to whether do we have representative from the Department of Community Safety, because they are the respondents in this matter. Oh, okay. All right. All right, no, it's fine, Chair. I will then just read the summary, and then you will then allow the department to then give us a report. Yes. Registration number PP01A05/21 CS. It's a 2021 petition, and the petitioner is Mr. Mavuso, an adult male who resides at 535 Ridgebridge Farm, Sebokeng, submitting this petition on behalf of the community, who alleges that while the Sebokeng police station is nearer to their community in terms of proximity, they are unable to receive assistance whenever they attempt to report issues, and are always redirected to the Orange Farm police station. This, he states, is as a result of the technicalities of demarcation as relayed by the police officers, who state that the police station that should be utilized by the community of Ridgebridge Farm is the Orange Farm police station. He further states that whilst they have no problem with the Orange Farm Police Station, it is an inconvenience and far for them to report matters such as crime, as it takes too long for the police officers to arrive due to the distance. He therefore pleased that the Ritz-Spruit Farm be transferred from the reporting line of the Orange Farm Police Station to Sebokeng Police Station. Chair, this matter was referred to the Department for consideration and responses on the 23rd of June 2021. As it stands, we are awaiting for that status progress report. Thanks, Chair.
The department.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, members. The Department of Community Safety has a response, and it has forwarded it to legislature a day before yesterday. But I will read out the response. Although a Ritz-Spruit Farm area falls within the demarcated policing area of Orange Farms, the South African Police Service is required to accept any complaint from the community and not turn them back, irrespective of the policing area in which it has occurred. No member of the public should be turned away or redirected to report an incident at another police station. That is the response, member.
Can you just repeat the response? It was clear.
Let me summarize the response. I'm indicating that Ritz-Spruit Farm precinct or the area falls under Orange Farms Police Station. And unfortunately, when members of the community go to Sebokeng Police Station because it's nearer to them, the police do not have the right to turn them away. Because according to the law, when a member or a community member goes to a police station to lay a charge, irrespective of which area of demarcation he comes from, the police must then assist the member of the community and then transfer the case to the relevant police station. So in this matter, the community member or the complainant or the petitioner was not treated well. And at the moment, there is a process underway of ensuring that there is alignment between police station demarcation as well as wards. And I think this process will be finalized before the end of the financial year. And it is also correct that community members should be made aware of such demarcations. Thank you.
Okay, so you will send that report to the petitions committee to notify the petitioner.
Yes, member, I will do so.
Okay. Member Kanyile.
Chair, maybe we should welcome the response, and my concern is that if we get the response, we send it to the petitioner. There's a possibility that the matter might still remain the same. Unless maybe we say, in addition to that, we task the relevant police station or police commissioner to go to the area. I would have said a public meeting, but there's COVID regulations. But there should be a way of informing not only the petitioner, but the community there. Because it would seem from the response that all police stations should be knowing that anybody who comes and report, you should assist them. But there is a problem now. So I was suggesting that, Chair, maybe in addition, we should ask that the police station, maybe supervised by the department, must make it their responsibility to also go to that community and inform them so that they can know if it hasn't been done yet. Thank you, Chair.
I think Member Kanyile is trying to assist the Department of Community Service into formulating a proper response. Because as the response as is at the moment only speak to what the petitioner is complaining about, but nothing about the police themselves. Because that response should also be instructive to the police, because it's the police who's turning the community into reporting matters. So even if the community appreciates that I must go and report, the police might still continue to turn them back. So I think in your response, there must be an indication as to what is the department going to do about informing members of the South African Police Service that they must allow people to report as it is supposed to be, so to allow people to report cases and transfer those cases to the relevant police stations. I think that's the part that you must include in your response that you will submit to the Petitions Committee. Thanks.
There is CPF, and one of their jobs or key responsibility is to close the gap between the community and the police. So what you are saying to the department, you've got field workers that work with, that supports CPFs. We therefore recommend as a committee that your response should actually find its way in a public meeting of that block that is affected. And that public meeting must be attended by the station commander, the CPF executive, together with the field worker, explaining to the members of the public about what you have just said at the moment, which is no police station can turn a person away if the person wants a service. 2, there is a process of rearranging the demarcations to make sure that those demarcations suits the affected community. And of course, all public meetings that are going to be held should actually be as per the regulations, the COVID-19, which is actually Disaster Management Act regulations, of not more than 50 people if it's in the room, and not more than 100 people if it's outside the building. We therefore request that this information be communicated to the members of the public and in 14 days, and we want to get a feedback to the petitions office that will indicate who are the people that have attended, what message was communicated. We also request all the registers of that particular meeting. I hope that is understood.
It is understood, Chair.
Thank you very much. That will be communicated to the petitioners, and the information how this thing is going to be closed is as per the summary that you've just made. The one that was done by Member Mabunda and the addition that I've made. Okay. Thank you very much, Community Safety. Next petition, please.
Thanks, Chair. It's Ms. Nana Banda here. Oh, okay, no, thanks. Chair, the next petition is building of a police station, Bupilong, registration number PP15-06/21C. The petitioner is Ms. Nana Banda, an adult female who resides at 200 Liboko Street, Bupilong. She alleges that Bupilong is a community that was established in 1984 before the advent of democracy. However, she states that despite the population in the area having increased, there is no satellite police station in the area. As per her account, only 3 police officers serving the area and are insufficient to curb crime that continues to engulf the community. crime is burgeoning to unprecedented levels in the community as there are car hijackings and burglary, which are constantly reported in the community. She also states that to access proper police services, police access, she in addition postulates the one police vehicle that the 3 police officers used was hijacked. Discontently, one of the 3 police officers that was patrolling was recently shot dead. She states that the unprecedented levels of crime in the area underscores the agent construction of the police station. Chair, the petitions was referred to the Department of Community Safety and for investigation and response on the 26th of June 2021.
Community safety.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Chairperson. Yes, as a concerned resident, we have done a petition through the community, also as individual, concerning building of a police station in our area, whereby the area was established in 1948. Since it was established, there was no any police station. If my mind fit me well, the satellite was established in after 1984, whereby only 3 police with 1 vehicle serve the whole area, and our area is a hotspot. Crime is high. Hijacking is taking place every day. Hence, we said we need a police station. We were told that the police station will be built, but subsequently it was never done, was never built. So hence we still need a police station in our area. Thank you, Chair.
Community safety.
Good morning, Chair and members again. May I also indicate that the response that I'm going to read out was circulated or was forwarded to the provincial SAPS for response, and it reads as follows. Vanderbilt Park SAPS is able to post 1 vehicle and 2 members to attend to complaints and 2 members in the CSC, that is the Community Service Center. In addition, a crime prevention group consisting of 9 to 10 members are deployed in the area, Monday to Thursday, and during the day, and on Friday to Sunday at night. With regards to the mentioned hijacked SAPS vehicle, the office has no record of such an incident, and it is alleged that Councillor Banda was contacted but could not provide further details. Concerning the mentioned policing killing of Captain Maduna, who was shot on the 5th of June 2016 while patrolling the area with a patroller, 3 suspects were apprehended and sentenced to 25 years. Case number is 146/06/2016. The SAPS or South African Police Service has conducted a work study investigation to determine the feasibility of a graduation of a number of police station or satellite police station within the provinces to fully fledged police stations. Bophelong Police Station has been prioritized and is included in the study. Once the study is finalized, the recommendations will be presented to the provincial top management for a decision in this regard. Thank you.
To the petitioner, are you satisfied with the answer from Community safety.
Yeah, I'm satisfied, but I'm not satisfied. What I would like to know when the police station is going to be built, a specific date at least. Thank you.
Okay, I think the department has tried to respond in terms of crime rate in the area, but not necessarily to the petition. The petition was not about how many people who was killed and all what the department has responded to, but the petition was about the police station that the petitioner thought or think the area needs. I think the department should probably go and investigate into, I thought as part of the answer could have been obvious the department operates under stringent budget. There should be budget considerations before making commitments into when a police station could be built. But at least there must be an indication of understanding the need of the community. I think the department should speak around those areas. If you don't have a response now, department, you can further go and look into allowing those that responded into responding to the exact request from the petitioner as to when or will there be a police station built around the area. There must be needs analysis by the department to check if the number of residents do necessitate that we can build a police station if the budget allows, but if not, but as well inform the petitioner. But I think you can either respond now or commit to go and further look into the response, because as it is at the moment, it's not answering what the petitioner had requested. Department.
Thanks, Honorable Member. The response that was crafted was based on the question that was forward, but I really understand you. As a department, we cannot be able to commit on the date at which the police station is going to be built. In the response, I also indicated that police are also busy with a feasibility study together with other, satellite police stations in the province. And, after the feasibility study, then they will determine, the date or the police station that they think they are going to build next. And I also, want to indicate that the department is also not responsible for building police stations. After the feasibility study by SAPS is completed, then a recommendation is made, and it is the Department of Infrastructure Development that builds, police stations. So this is going to be, a process, but member, I will definitely ensure that we also include all this information that is needed in the response and then forward it to the Petitions Committee. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, Honorable Kanyula.
Thank you, Chair. Just three things. The first one, is it possible to indicate in your response when was the feasibility study started and what is the estimated, and I'm using the word estimated here, because I would think that estimated time of completion, because I would think that when you give a mandate to people to do feasibility studies, you give them time frames. So that's the first question. The second question is that you seem to suggest in your response that their area will be prioritized. And sometimes prioritization can mean a lot of things. It could be, you could find that you need 30, you prioritize 5, then you realize later that it's not. So if there can be an explanation of what is meant by prioritization, does that mean you are acceding? When I say you, I know the Department of Commission, but I'm saying the SAPS. Are they acceding to the fact that the feasibility study is going to assist them to ensure that they start with that area? So prioritization is not clear. The last thing is, whilst I agree with what you are saying about the building of police station and what is the other departments and all that, what is the possibility of the SAPS in the interim to ensure that they strengthen policing in the area, whichever way, I mean, whatever means they would have to deal with the issue that the committee have. If they can give that, it will help a lot, because I know the answer. I think Honorable Mabunda has said, sometimes you commit, then you find later that there are no resources. So if you've got the detail and the plan, it makes it easy, so that when we even engage back, we report back to the petitioner, it's easy to explain if those things are all there. So those are the 3 areas I wanted to raise. Chair, thank you very much.
Do you want to say something, Department, before we summarize?
Thanks, Member. I have taken note of all the 3 aspects that Member Kanyile has just indicated, and will ensure that in our response and after engagement with the provincial SAPS, we'll table a better report and forward it to the committee. Thank you.
Okay, you wanted to say something, Petitioner?
Yes, thank you, Chairperson. Chairperson, the land was identified where the police station was supposed to be built. What I want to know, what has happened, because the number has issued and the land is there to build a police station. Since we've been waiting, the community was waiting. I want to know that. Thank you very much, Chairperson.
Okay, no, it's fine. Let's conclude the matter in this way. That the department will provide the petitions committee with a response in not less than 14 days, the same with the other petition, as to the needs analysis of the police station around the area and the feasibility study that has been started, because any project has a start and finish time. When will it finish? And then submit that information to the petitions committee. As to when is the infrastructure department is going to build the police station, well, that one, it will of course be based on this, it will be subject to the availability of budget. As long as the SAPS has requested a police station, obvious, at the reasonable time, the infrastructure department will build that police station. I think if that response could be sent within that reasonable time as indicated, and cover all those aspects as indicated, and including those that is mentioned by Honorable Kanyile, I think it can assist into laying down the petition. Because the petition does not necessarily have to wait up until the police station is built. As long as there is an indication that the matter has been noted and something is done about it. Thanks. Next petition, Bull.
Thanks, Chair. The next petition is relocation of Buitumelo residents. Ma'am Simanga, Uteng. Uteng, ma'am. Okay. Chair, registration number PP 13A stroke 006 stroke 21 LOHS. The petitioner is Ms. Simsimanga, an adult female who resides at 3563 Buitumelos Booking, submitting this petition on behalf of concerned residents of Buitumelo. The petitioner alleges that they were relocated to Buitumelo in 1997 and allocated houses in an area that is waterlogged. As per account, the surface drainage was installed inadequately, nor has the drainage system been maintained in Buitumelo. She alleges that the inadequate drainage and sewage infrastructure has caused a high water table and sewage lying on the surface. The environmental hazard has culminated in the death of several community members, and the sanitary sewage on the surface area continually poses a threat to the health of residents. She cites the inspection report of the Emfuleni municipality, which confirmed that the houses were affected by moisture ingress as water has penetrated through the walls into the properties. She further states that there has been structural damage to the 100 houses that the Department of Human Settlement built, as there are large cracks on the walls of the houses, and the houses are prone to collapse. Chair, the petition was adopted by the PSC, further referred to the department, to Emfuleni municipality for consideration and responses on the 25th of June 2021. We are currently awaiting a status report. Thanks, Chair.
The department, the municipality, response, please.
Oh, no, thank you very much, Chair. Thank you. We are now joined by our administrator, that is Zimu, on service delivery. I know this matter, Chair. I presented this matter. We've got 10 communities that needed to be relocated, 10 communities, because of problems that have been stated. One of the community is in Tirela. It was actually people placed themselves on the waterlogged area. So I visited the areas myself. I saw the situation and assessed it, and agreed with the MMC Kele that we must take appropriate action to save the people from the situation they find themselves in, which is partly was caused by developers. And I don't know how did it happen that there was no proper engineering work to check whether they should build houses on such a piece of land. However, then as council, a report was presented, and we agreed that we will move people to safe lands. But that will be done in phases, not the entire community at once, because we are relocating 10 communities. So the process is on. I've just agreed with MMC for Human Settlement in the district that the two MMCs will meet next week to agree on how to speed up this process, because there are other communities who have been relocated, but we are taking 10 at a time. So because of the availability of land to do that, but council has resolved that this must be done.
Are the petitioners here? Okay. Le happy ka karabo mama.
Ke kopa ho botsa ntate Majoro ke leboha hape ho ba teng ha lona. Ke nna Sesimsimanga
I emetseng batho ba boitumelo ke tsamaya le mme wa Everton West. Then said this petition hore ebe A1 because mathata a rona a ne a tshwana. Ntate Mshwaduba the time in the MMC o la ta ebe A1 hobane a re ke ntho A1 that why mona na re mentionile hore ke resident of Boitumelo and Everton West. Ke thabetse ho ba teng ha lona because gale re lla re sa tsebe hore tlamile re etse jwang. Ntho ene re sa e batle o ya tseleng because of re tseba hantle hore tsela ena ha ya re etsa next. Batho ba re facing ke masepala wa rona e re monkang jwale se ka motswadi o ipotsa hore o le motho ha o feilwa ke motswadi wa hao a sa unkele la o so mo kopa a sa unkele hlohong hore tlamile re etse jwang. Ke thibile batho ka makgetlo years and years ba re ba ya strateng ke re no hona le hore le strateng company ka tsamaya ka ya medieng ke le ka thuswa ke media from 1997 bothata bona re qeta ho allocate hodima letamo pela phula mo batho ba bloko ena ba lla hore bana ba rona ba tlo wela ka phulenyane re kopa le kwa le mono le ofisi ya Boitumelo le masepala ba tla ba fitla ba kata ba qetile ba aha matlo ha ba qetile o aha matlo rona re makala dinomoro tsa rona ne re fuwe pele di tshintshua re lo lahlelwa mono ha re fitla mo re a wela le dieta di setse ka mono ha di kgone ho tswa kgante ke mo ho ka tuweng teng re tsamaya re qala ho complaina re fitla ka 1997 ka November pula haina re motheo re between noka le ke motheo ka mona metsi a tswa makeisheneng a mang a fella ho rona ka mona ke noka e tlisa metsi ho rona ha ona kole e kgonang ho kena ntho e utlwisang bohloko le di heshe ha di kene le di ambulance ha di kene setopo se a jarua se usiwa hodimo kwana batho bawe ba kene mekoting yona eo ya bona ba ikatetseng batho ba robe setopo se wele fatshe ke mehlolo e emfulene e re bontshitseng yona so ne ke batla ho tseba hore ha ba tlabe ba tlo ahela hodima di pipe tsa suwa masepala ona renka jwang la re se re mo kopile years and years. I still remember le ga kenya le SABC ka 2006 SABC ha e fitla ba thola e le hore ba IDP meeting a ikarabela motho a re no re a tsema maphelo a bona a kotsing tlamele re ba tlose ka ponyo ya leihlo ntate Zuma itse ha dula ba president a yeza landline toll free ka founela mo up until ntate Zuma ba romela inspector ntate Soli Masboko a fitla etsa reporto ka speed hore batho bana ha ba tloswa ka speed ka 2008 ha tšhelete ya rona ya re tloswe e tswa ke maketse masepala ile yena a ne a re wa tseba maphelo a rona kotsing ile yena a re beile mono masepala a jeka a tlo kenya di-pipe ke lwana le bona ke re di-pipe di tlo thusang ba nna ke tseba pipe tsa meisa metsi pipe ha e hule metsi le reng ka makaka ana re dutseng hodima pipe tsa ona batho ba suwa batho ba pipe eno e fita le Joburg e fita e tlisa ka matamong ha di pipe di shapa man electric e shwa man makaka kena ka ntlong kaofela ene ke responsibility ya o tlamelo wa phuthi makaka ka matso a hao a o tlo jang ka wona ka mona ke dinoa ka mona ke dinqanqane ka mona ke metsi a pula di finishera di sasanga bethe e be metsi bosiu o nke bana ba robatse hodima tafole ke bophelo bone re bophela ka mono ke bohloko ke masepala ha re ya re tse re lla re ba hlompha re tsa di-petition bana ba sa renkele hlohong ho fihlela ho kena media hore e be fihle hodimo ka 2019 ntate Isma Khashula a fitla a re ke lo ba ahela immediately la le ya ka mane le ya lo ipona batho ha ba bang ba dutse mane ho safety ntho Everton ho ntate Mshwaduba family se ding di usitswe mono matlo ba felletswe ke matlo batho ba bang ha ba kgone le ithusetsa mono ke bophelo bo re bophetseng re tshwere ke di asthma re tshwere ke di sinus re ya rurua re tswa allergy ke bophelo ba mane ke di TB ba bang ba di asthma bile ba qenehetswe ditleliniking ba khola batho ba shwele ka mane ke rheumatic batho ba shwele ka mane ke TB batho ba shwele ke bronchitis ke bophelo bo masepala a re kgethetseng bona hore tla bophela a re bophelo ba lona bo matsohong a rona re le masepala ha bophelo ba rona ha bo sa le matsohong a modimo Ki batla ho tseba hore tjhelete eo ha bane ba e ja tlamehile ba re tlositse ka 2008. Hobaneng bane ba e ja? Hona jwale ba qotsa hanyane hanyane 55. Ba lo fela neng batho ba bloko yana ha ba ntse ba re fa 55. Hona jwale batho ba beile matlo a bona. Ba na le bokgoni ba kgolang tjhelete ya pension le bonkgono. Ba tswile mono ba tsamaile ba lo hira. Ke tsane kopa le tsamaile o iponelang ka mahlo. La o fitla ka mono o re wa kena ka blokong ya rona. Ntate Majoro ke a morato la fitla. Navigator ya re o ya phuleng o lo wela ka mono ha re yo mapeng at all ha ona yo check report ha o tseba ha le ona le matlo ka mono o beiwe rona ka mono matlo ke ana a sakile o re wa playstering ka playstering la hlela kwana metsi a kena e ka reng wa buletswe hore kena ka mkhole ratana ne re ntsha setena le boteng hore metsi a kene a tswe diteneng ke bophelo bo re phetseng re dula fire and rescue ba fitlhe ne re gatwa ke fire and rescue le di ambulance di re gatile ba re fe dikobo se re kene hara metsi ho lokana ke bophelo bo emfule kopa ba ikarabele nthong e ba yentseng ho yona and ntho e ba re yentseng ho yona ba tlo ipatalla ke kopa ntate Majoro o tla njwetsa ke madimabe bane bo Majoro ba bang ba fitile bane ba tseba nthona yena o kene a thola hore ho a tjhesa ha ona ka mkgomo yena tlamehile a ikarabele maphelo a rona ba sentseng each and every day re phela ka dipidisi each and every re di client tsa hospital re di client tsa ntho ha o no tsoa ho seng sa nwa pidisi ha o no tsaeta ntho re tshwere dipidisi hona jwale tjeng sa dipain tlamehile re phele ka dipain re tshwere ke masapo sehlose ba re entseng sona e le masepala ke tseba masepala e le motswadi wa rona ke lehlakeng ntlo ya hao e randuwe ke lehlaka ke motolo o dula le mono noa e qhoma mona ha o bule monyako mono at your own risk ha pula ena tlamehile o gate metsi a tswang phuleng o shebane le metsi ana a tswang locationeng a ke a fellang ho rona ke thotse ke mo ho welang teng mo suwa tlamehile e etse teng le metsi mo tlamehileng a wele teng ke re a helwa matlo ao
Okay.
kanti le metsi a lekwa le yona ansa a fighter masepala re tlosang batho bano pele batho ba shwa kaofela tlosang batho ba le ba iseng batho di-piping tsa rona
No, le department ya COGTA ba ona o tlo karaba me just pause a little bit re utlwe re ba reng on their part from the petition as is the subsurface drainage was installed inadequately, meaning it asikhonu as was supposed to, and there's moisture ingress. So obvious, it means the properties or the houses are peeling off. The structural damage to the 100 houses. I think Mayor Zamilo Yaraba Anyane, but let's hear COGTA as well.
Right, thanks, Chair. Na ke kopa hore COGTA e re bolelle hore why e agile matlo mo pleke e sa tshwanana hore e age matlo mo teng. Ha qala e utlwa ntho e tje. Ke ne re kopa fela ba re hlalosetse hore how can ba spend tjhelete e kana ba lo beya batho mole because of ke waste ntho e etsahetseng. Number 1. Le teng ba re jwetse hore ha ba tlo aga matlo a agiwa jwang ho sa researchwa mole hore pleke ele e suitable hore e age ho agelwe mole or not. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair, honorable members. I think this petition is twofold because I know we are from one MEC, but we are two different departments.
Okay, can you introduce yourself so that re araba ke manent?
Okay, yeah, thank you very much, Honorable Mabunda. My name is Tafita David Mokwena from COGTA in the office of the HOD. Yes, so from our side on the issue of bulk supply and the related services, I think Administrator Zimo will be able to respond. And on the part of the construction of the houses from human settlement, my colleague Faralani, he will be able Faraleni, he will be able to respond on that one. Thank you very much, Honorable Chair.
Okay, that order.
Thanks, Chair. My name is Silas Zimo. I'm the Basic Services Administrator. I think the petitioner is correct, justifiably so with all her questions. But what the mayor said is also true. You know, so instead of saying why were houses built there and that, I think it's going to take us back. We went with the mayor, we visited the area, we walked the area. It's open, it's clear. There's no way that people can live there. So we met with some of the communities, and Human Settlement was there to give them the dates of when people would be moved. They are moved to Savannah City. So Savannah City, the challenge there is it's been going slow. It has been fast-tracked now, but it's accommodating 3 areas. It's people from the city of Joburg, it's Midvaal and Mfuleni. So that's what has been delaying and taking 5 from each of those areas. But I think one of the community members was saying they've extended their houses, which is true, it's visible. They've built walls, and some don't want to be moved, but they have to be moved. There's no way that that area would be suitable for human beings. It's also delaying the upgrade of the sewer upgrade in the area. I mean, it's next door to Sebokeng wastewater plant, which has just been refurbished on Module 6. But the sewer is not even getting there. That's why it's coming into the houses. So it was a bad design by all means, Chair. I think what we may need to look at, Mr. Mayor, is how to fast track the remaining people. Some of the people that have been moved did approach us on the day, and they were happy that they were moved. The Savannah City has got tarred roads. It's now got electricity, the sewer. It's a nice place. Actually, there's lots of people who want to move to Savannah because of how it looks. Chair. That would be my input on it. And as I say, you know, instead of going and asking people, why did you build here? These people must be helped. They must be moved ASAP. Thanks, Chair.
Next one.
Thank you very much, Chair. As Sidibeng, we were not informed. As Sidibeng, we were not informed about the petition. I came here as an acting mayor, because mayor is not feeling well. And indeed, when I arrived here, we did discuss this matter with the executive mayor. And we agree in terms of the approach, how are we going to approach this? I'm raising this, Chair, because we cannot address a problem and creating another problem. I understand that previously they took a decision to move people to Savannah. Yesterday, we were with MEC. Savannah beneficiaries were protesting that MEC is bringing people outside the project jurisdiction. As administrator raises the important issue to say, in Savannah project, there are 3 local municipalities which participated in that. So in our discussion with the mayor and the MMC for Mfuleni, we agree that we are going to request to this portfolio committee to allow us to go back and discuss so that we plan properly. Hence, some of the decisions are not implemented. It's the decision that has been took without checking whether that decision will be implementable. So we don't want to always give a response which is not going to resolve a problem. We want a response, a resolution that will also assist this community to be removed as quick as possible, because indeed it's not the Tumelo community only. There is an Everton West, there are people in Bipatong, etc. As Executive Mayor indicated when he responded here to say there are 10 community areas where those communities must be removed there. So we have projects which all those projects have beneficiary registered under that project. So when we took a decision, we have to check first this decision is implementable or not. So I'm going to request to this meeting that the chair give us 14 days so that when we respond, we give a concrete resolution on the matter. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Was there someone who was supposed to respond as well?
Thank you, Chair. My name is Ferrero Raudsunga from Gauteng Human Settlement. I think we have been covered, but as a department, we recently went to the area, I think it was in 2019, and did the investigation and find out that there are about 108 families that need to be evacuated, and we also have the approval from the MEC to relocate them. However, as it has been indicated, the process is not as fast as the community would have liked, because in the previous 2 allocations at Savannah City, we've been taking only 5 per allocation. So we agree that the process is not as fast as the community would have liked. But as the acting mayor and the mayor of Mfuleni indicated, we believe that after that meeting, there will be a solution, maybe to identify a new piece of land where people can be relocated to, because as a department, most of our houses that we are building now, they are already linked to beneficiaries that are closer to those projects. Thank you.
Thank you very much. For the responses. Although the responses still don't provide solutions, it's just an acknowledgement of the existing problem. And the only response that I think suffice or is worth noting, it's what the executive mayor has said, that he has taken the matter to council to seek approval or to get budget to implement the relocation of the families that he has mentioned. But otherwise, the rest, unfortunately, is not assisting, particularly to ourselves. I mean, my assumption would have been that before we build or any development takes place, there is an environmental impact assessment and feasibility study of the project. You don't just wake up and go and start digging and building properties without having looked into the soil content, the environment of that area, or if it's practical and feasible, possible to build properties in those areas. And I will not want to apportion blame, because I don't know who was supposed to do that. But I would have expected, at least from one of those that were responding, that there must be an acknowledgement as to what exactly happened. We are not going back, but we can't resolve this issue without first appreciating what has happened. There was an omission, and this is the type of omission, and this is how we want to rectify the omission. Because all what we hear now, it's lamentation of problems that are not going to assist the relocation of services. We are talking of Savannah, people are protesting, we can only take 5. So it means if I'm a petitioner sitting here and listening, there's no hope that you people are bringing into the table. And we expect these sittings such as these ones to at least give hope to the people. We are not saying commit to something that you won't be able to do, but bring hope to the table. Let people understand that very soon their problems will be issues of the past. I mean, if you had listened to the petitioner that sewage, it's just running all over. And we still expect these people to cook, eat, and live or inhibit with the sewer that is spilling all over there, and the kids play all over the sewage under the prevailing circumstances of diseases that ravages our communities. It's unfortunate in the way we will want to approach it, but I think I will have, if it was my discretion, I will take the suggestion by the mayor that we give reasonable time, probably 14 days for further investigation. But also in that report, we must not bring half-researched information to the Petitions Committee, because at some point I think the Petitions Committee will also want to visit this area to go and see what issues are of challenge to the community. But at least that visit can only take place after the time given to the mayor to respond or to investigate and provide solution as to what will happen and when will it happen. And for the petitioner to live here today, at least let's give them hope in terms of everything that we'll be doing by when it will happen. And I'm using what the mayor has said, that he has taken the matter to council, and I suppose once the matter has been to council, they can start allocating a budget. So he can either in the time frame indicate whether it will happen within this financial year or it will be the next financial year, or some sort of practical implementation steps that will assist the petitioner to have hope that their petition is taken or is considered in a serious light. But I'm just saying that in concluding the matter, please, Mayor, if you will be the last one, and the department, can you please give tangible steps as to what needs to happen? I mean, if you tell us that you visited the area and because Savannah City is supposed to be accommodating the people of Joburg, the people from the people, and here you have a sinking ship. Are you saying these people must wait for the sink to first sink, or what are we saying to these people? Let's really look into how we respond to the plight of our people, especially if you listen to what they were saying. Let's not be casual about it. Thanks.
Thanks, Chair. To the petitioners, ne, e batla ho tseba hore ba le satisfied ka bane hona le karabo e reng hona le batho ba sa batleng ho move ba kwa mo le dulang ko teng. So nna ha ke mind le hore re lo etsa re ye ko batho bona ba le hore ba ba batho move mo seretseng seo. Ba sa re tla be re thola dikarabo re di dutse sona the next thing kanti re thola dikarabo tse le hore ha se tsona. And then another thing mo issue ya human settlement, each time how agiwa ba bua ka di beneficiary, and then ha re kopa hore le publicizing that beneficiary list, re kgone ho tseba hore ke mang o leng hore ntlo ya hae ke ya mang ntlo eo a ba re fi dikarabo. Mara each time ha re bua sona ho bua ka di beneficiary. So ne re kopa hore batho ba modimo ne re kopa hore di thuse batho ba community ena e mo mathateng e hlokofalletswe ke situation ya mona. So ne re kopa hore le phakise le etse ntho e right. Human settlement, please ka issue ya di beneficiary. Ne re kopa hore le clean ka issue eo, please. Thanks, Chair.
Chair, I think one of the things that will also be important, you remember when community safety responded to us, they said to us, they've sent us a written response, which has been processed properly. Now, I'm really concerned if you come to a session like this, when we are told the petition was sent to the office, to the MEC, I think on the 25th of June, and there was a knowledge that there's going to be this session. And there hasn't been any response to it. I'm saying we hear the response, but we'll appreciate if they would also say to us, yes, the response to what we are telling you has already been sent, like Community Safety has said earlier. It will help us a lot. That does not mean that when we get here and new issues arise, they shouldn't be addressed. And I like what Member Dong said, that it is important that you not just address the issues piecemeal. There are a lot of things that are linked to all these things, but the priority is the matter at hand. We need to deal with the matter at hand, and we're able to then get details on the other things that must happen. Yeah, so the other suggestion I'll make in our committee, Chair, but let me stop here for now. Thanks.
Mayor?
In conclusion, I can say to petitioners and the community, housing is a basic human right. And when we took the decision to relocate these 10 communities, we didn't actually take it very lightly. There were things that we had to take into consideration with MMC Kele. One is to provide services to those communities in areas where we have taken them to. Outside Movango, there's a huge, actually, informal settlement. That's where we have relocated people from Bopilong. They call it Jokotien, and that's what we call it. And we have sanitation and other things. So that's why when we talk of moving people, it should not be taken lightly that it's just to take people and dump them in an open space. The municipality has to provide services. So I do agree that province should assist the municipality because housing is a competency of the province. Us is to say we've got a piece of land, we will move them to that piece of land. But we also will need assistance to say, while we move them there, what should happen with water and other services? Currently, we use the very depleted budget of the municipality to assist this community. Lastly is that next week as we meet with the district, the decision will be, let's speed up to remove those people to other pieces of land where we can relocate them, while province is resolving the issue of housing. When I arrived here, what I said, much as administrator is saying we cannot go back to that, is that we need to hold the developers responsible for what they did. We cannot allow them to do what they did and say, it's fine. There is this holding body, you call it what, housing, where all contractors are registered under. When I visited the house of the old lady in Everton West, where when you are inside the house, you can see outside. I said, we must officially write to that body of that actually house all contractors, because they do have insurance. They must take responsibility for their members who have provided poor services. Through their insurance scheme, they must help the municipality to relocate these people because we don't have the budget for that. A municipality that's supposed to work with a budget of 6 billion, we only operate with a budget of 4.6 billion. Where are we going to get extra money to service people who are not in our IDP plan? But because it's an emergency, we have to make sure that we've got portable toilets and all those things. And those things we are paying for them to be removed or emptied every time and again. So the other community is in Tepiso right now. We identified the land where we have placed them. But already the people around Sharpeville, Tepiso area, then they say, but you bring people from outside into our space. we also need land. So it is a very complicated matter for the municipality alone to resolve. But we will, because we took a decision as council that we must relocate them. Mine is to go back to the MMC responsible to say, let's look at other additional land. But remember, province is the one that should come handling on this matter to say, the municipality, this is how far we can assist you. But commitment is there to say, I will go back, make sure that we increase the numbers, but I cannot say in 14 days all people will be moved. That I cannot commit because it all depends to the resources that we have to do there. But the commitment is there because council has resolved on this matter. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Mayor. The responses seem to be taking us somewhere. We, however, will want to take what the mayor is saying to the petitioners to understand or agree with us that let's give the mayor and the team some time to go and consult with each other to bring an implementation plan. An implementation plan does not necessarily say all houses will be relocated by within 14 days, but an implementation plan that will say between year and year, we will have done this process. Between year and year, we'll be waiting for the province to provide whatever needs to be provided. And then once everything is done, then the relocation to the area that will have been identified will need to start and conclude. But something that can show that there is going to be progress in terms of resolving the issue. I'm not sure whether is it acceptable, petitioners?
Siyabonga baba Mabunda ngokusichazela ukuthi kuzoyenzakalani. Nakuba Mayor siyabonga. Mina nguNomagugu kaZini ngirepresent abantu baseVaton West. Mayor, uyazi ukuthi isimo besihlala kuso mawuzasisa eSavana besinjani. Ene nabantu esibashile ngicabanga ukuthi uyazi ukuthi baphila kanjani. So angithi ku speed up process. Ngiyazi ukuthi imali ayikho la emfuleni. Into engicelayo mina abantu baye bazithatha bayozibeka emikhukhwini. The area engathi ngaphezulana kwethu. Ene leyo ndawo leyo ekuqaleni mabekusese umeya ubabubani lokuceda ukuphuma. We promised ukuthi sizothathwa thina leyo area yethu siyobekwa lapho. Up till abantu baze bayozibeka kule ndawo leyo. So ngicela nje baba ngoba leyo ndawo leyo engikhuluma ngayo it's between iGraceland nathi. Leyo ndawo leyo bekuyindawo esuitable ukuthi singayohlala kuyo. But size sathi hayi ngoba manje siyabona ukuthi sesingenelwe amanzi enesesiyagula nabantwana bayagula. Sathi ngcono size si opte for le ndawo sibeke kuyo. Siyabonga kakhulu. Elinye iphuzo engicela ukuthi baba Mayor ngicela ukuthi mani sipromisa thina angithi manje asazi ene siphila nabantu abangenalwazi njengathi. Thina ngithi siyeza kulezi zinto ene siyayazi ukuthi kukhulunywa kanjani. So ngicela ukuthi mani qeda ukusipromisa buyelani kithi futhi thina esihlala sinani nisitshela ukuthi buyelani kulabantu niyothi. Angithina siyakhona ukungena kubo ezindlini sithi hayi yazini yehlisana umoya bafowethu kuthwe yabona nibuye kithi ningasiyeki sihenga ngoba nathi masesihenga siyakwada sithi hakusho ukuthi labantu kusidama nabasikhathalela imosi ithi simanje sithathe ngodlame. Kodwa ke ngibonga lokho ekuncane nisenzele kona nani committee hle enizile siyabonga sibonga kakhulu. Sicabanga ukuthi manje izinto zoke zenziwe ngohlelo lewe isikhulume ngakhona. Ngiyabonga.
Okay, Mbuli, next petition.
Thanks, Chair. The next petition, Chair, is a request for a clinic, Ward 11, Tsepiso. The petitioner is Councillor Matsepo Joyce Khadebe. If I may check, oh, no, the councillor is here, Chair. Summary of the petition is that the petitioner is Councillor Matsepo Joyce Khadebe, an adult female who resides at 5976 Tsepiso, North Extension 3 Sharpeville, who alleges that there is no clinic in Tsepiso which caters for residents of phase 1 to 5 in Ward 22. She also alleges that there is no clinic in Ward 11 of Tsepiso, thus requests for a clinic to be built in Ward 11, that is Ward 11. She states that the clinic in Ward 22 is too far for the residents of Ward 11 to access. Chair, the petition was before the committee. It was adopted and further referred to Mfuleni Municipality and the Department of Health for consideration and responses on the 30th of June 2021. We are currently anticipating a status report in that regard. Thank you, Chairperson.
Is the department here? It's the municipality and the Department of Health, no? Both. Department of Health, are you here? Municipality, is it Fulham? Or
Thanks, Chair. It has been referred to both the department and Mfuleni. So the department and Mfuleni are both respondent in this matter. The rationale behind that is that previously we will normally refer such petitions to a local municipality. But we were then further advised to say at times you find that building of a clinic might not be the sole responsibility of the municipality, but for both the department. Hence we referred. So both department and the municipality are respondents. Thanks, Chair.
Oh, thank you, Chair. Honorable members, Honorable Mayor, MMC, officials and petitioners, thank you for this opportunity this morning. Chair, the background of this petition is a request from the residents of Ward 11. Ward 11 it comprises of 3 phases and Steel Park, Homa Rose Garden, and other informal settlements. As Mayor has just uttered, now, Ward 11 is a developing ward. Every time when there are people that don't have, maybe like the challenge that we've just spoken earlier, the petition that has been mentioned earlier, all the residents from other wards that do not have either proper space or maybe there's a challenge with their spaces, they are in their area. They are actually almost every time brought into my ward. So in phase 3, we are having 1,000 units, which is 1,000 houses. Phase 4, 1,500. Phase 5, 1,000 units. Steel Park, Homa, and Rose Garden, because we have a combination of plots there. It's 900 plus minus 900 units. Overall, all the houses that are in Ward 11 are 4,400, including 3 informal settlements where there are foreigners. I have an influx of foreigners in my ward, and 3 other informal settlements, which is Tsepiso Extension 3 containers. There are people that are staying in containers.
And there's also another unit that we call Polomit. It's an informal settlement, and another one that is Cape Gate. The residents in my ward have made this request because as the background of the petition is saying, there's only one clinic in Sepiso, and we've got 5 phases in Sepiso. The only clinic that we have caters for phases 1 and 2, and 3, 4, and 5, including the informal settlement and everybody else in my ward, doesn't have a clinic. That is the background, Chair, of this petition, because the resident will always complain about when they are going to neighboring clinics, they will always be sent away to say they don't reside in that area. That is the first one. And then the second one, there's an area in my ward where what you call the people that are now on pension, those that are staying in the plots, they are suffering from high blood pressure and all that, and there's no clinic at all. It means phase 1, 2, and 3, informal settlement, Homer, Roots Garden, and Steel Park. There's no clinic in Ward 11. That is the background, Chair. And then it became worse even when COVID came in 2019. It became worse because there's no primary health care that residents in Ward 11 are getting. Older people has to travel a long distance to go to Ward 22 for them to access their medication for their high blood and other comorbidities treatment. I thank you, Chair.
First a question, and it's from you are the councillor in Mfuleni. What processes did you follow to try and address that challenge?
Pardon?
Ulandele mapama process address the challenge washo. To be sure.
Chair, I'm a petitions chair in Mfuleni, but I was only in that position last year, at the end of the year, in December. I started my work as a petition chairperson in January when we came back from recess. And this petition, I actually sent this petition straight to the province when we were having an interview from the office of the Premier. That is when I mentioned to say, I've been having this challenge. I did not take it to Mfuleni as per se. I took it straight to the office of the Premier during an interview that was done by one of the officials in the office of the Premier. That is when I got a call back to say, your petition has been considered and you'll be presenting it in the standing committee. That is how I've done this petition, Chair.
Okay. Thank you very much.
I think maybe as a follow-up, I understand that you are a chairperson, that I understand, of the petitions, and it was in January this year. I think the bigger question is, as a councillor, you are also supposed to be working with a municipality. And if matters arise in your municipality, in your ward, you must also raise them with your municipality. And if you get frustrated, then you can escalate. I think the question is, have you raised this matter with your municipality? And if so, what has your municipality said?
Okay, thank you, Chair. The matter came to the municipality, but after it was from the province, it came back to Mfuleni. And the MMC for Health was contacted, and what she told me was that I know that Mfuleni doesn't have capacity to build a clinic. The MMC for Health and Social in Mfuleni is aware about this petition because we did discuss it. And the answer was that Mfuleni doesn't have capacity to build a clinic in Ward 11. Thank you, Chair.
Okay, thank you very much. the Department of Health is not here. Mfuleni, are you ready to respond to some of the issues? If not, please go first. But let's hear from
Chair,
Mfuleni before,
I'm not
yeah.
coming from Mfuleni. I'm an MMC in the district, and MMC Raikane is not aware of the petition. It's unfortunate that we were with MMC Madisa, which is an MMC in Mfuleni yesterday. Today is not here. I'm not sure whether the executive mayor have information in regards to this. But as far as I know, Chair, since the province enter into the process to take a full responsibility in terms of health during those days when they talk about the provincialization of health, local government is no longer having that responsibility. If there is any plan, that municipality must submit to the province so that the province can check whether there is that feasible or not. I think it will be only my input on that. Thank you.
So she must get solace that I acknowledge her frustration. I think taking from what the former MEC for Health, Brian Tonga, put on table as a policy on how and the distance people should travel to the health facilities, that should be the principle that we apply when we do planning of new areas like the area she's referring to, which was not done. That's the first point. So Israel will support her. However, on these matters of health, the province should come handy to making sure that it assists the local municipality with that facility. So MMC from the district is correct. The process is very slow for the province to start to put in place what they have said it should happen, that they are taking over all the health operations in our municipalities. So we must consult with them. However, councillor, where maybe it will handicap you is that if maybe as a councillor you did not put this as part of your in your IDP plan, then it will beat you. So I will propose that now that we are starting a process, let's put this as one of the projects that you would like to see happening in your ward. I was a resident of Steel Park. I know in that community we never had a clinic. I have to travel to Feranachen every time whenever I need services. So I do support the call by the councillor. We cannot actually do what we are currently doing and think that we can sustain the livelihood of the communities. The clinic that exists now cannot carry the load. So I'll support here that in our plan, let's put this as one of the requests so that then we can process it actually correctly to the correct office. So I do acknowledge the need, but in terms of who should do it, we need to bring province on board. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. I think what we need to do with this petition, we will try and get the input by the Department of Health, and of course, COPTA must also make an input. Seeing that we don't have an official here to respond fully to the issue raised by the councillor, we'll then have to refer it to the department again. Not that they don't have the petition, they do. The petition was submitted by our team to those departments. So we'll give them 14 days, Madam Councillor, to respond, and that response will still be submitted to you in writing, and if you are not happy with the response, we'll then engage. But may I then actually acknowledge your participation as a councillor, as a ward councillor in particular, where you need to lead in raising community concerns and frustrations about service delivery. It is the responsibility of ward councillors to be a link between the council, between government and the people. And we appreciate the activism, your activism as a councillor, but also the kind of people who are like you, who understand exactly what their mandate is, that when our society nomphakathi, our society in government, you need to be always on the side of the people in raising their issues. And I actually applaud you and appreciate your efforts by coming here, leading your community in raising their issues. Thank you very much, ma'am. Next petition.
Yeah, Mbali, next petition. Is the last one? Two. Okay. Next one.
Thank you, Chair. The next petition, Chair, is Old Age Center Building. Can I check Kuku, Rebecca? Oh, thank Kuku. All right. It's Old Age Center Buildings. Registration number PP08D /02/20 The petitioner is Ms. Rebecca Oliphant, submitting this petition on behalf of the community, who alleges that the Department of Public Works allocated 2.2 million for the building of old age centers around Gauteng, which were later built and completed. Mr. Siale, who is the chairperson, informed the beneficiaries that the building belongs to him, wherein he was supposed to hand it over to social welfare. Ikageng Center for the Aged was built on the crèche land and it was given 130,000. Rorisani Center for the Aged was built and managed by Mr. Bongane, who is late. Currently, the center is under the management of his daughter, who is squandering the funds. Chair, the petition was before the committee and it was adopted and further referred to Mfuleni local municipality and the Department of Social Development for consideration and responses on the 18th of February 2020. A follow-up was sent on the 21st of April 2021 to both the Department of Social Development and Mfuleni municipality. Another follow-up was sent again on the 29th of April 2021. Chair, the current status is that our office has not yet received a formal report responding to this petition. Thank you, Chair.
Thanks, Chair. I don't have the detail of this petition, Chair, but I can commit that we look at it. It sounds like 2 centers constructed, but an element of abuse taking place. If I may be given time on that one, Chair, I don't know by when. Because if really the handover has not been done properly, those things must be done. But I'll have to engage the other departments on it as well. Thanks, Chair.
Petitioner? Oh, happy kakarabo, ma'am.
Good day, everybody. Kimema Olifanti, PRO ya Bongani Daycare Center. You can take complaining from Kutuahu, Emia, Kaya, Hu, Kakatela, Uluna. Il est hoche molly, play, Mangola, di former Tabona di Tingi, that's a little data. Akiako, Vota, Horna, Vota my husband. Ah, I also do far. Almost yes. So, Kiako, Hori, Matebu, Asok, when I talk a Kayaro. Retraining lady, first aiders, trainer, caregivers, trainer, disaster management, all Obane Rebata and Chewio Ebe right. I get to how before Ekakinua fast NCOP layout, Yarikobon, or Tikini Haraja, Refukai, Refue 3.5 million for Reha. Yaba Hotel. I home fully. Amandu Bulang account ya loan. Yaba Rabula account to Yamatakiamo because Nekisaka community. That's how Denka Ube easy for it. Bakupe Nikupela Batwang at the cell. So this time it's like a Copa whole public work. Abakevar Sinisana for knowing I bet. The high lord who are 3 million hotoro. Kenya charity. That was April. May, June, July, back. Carry decide, Yanika, committee man. Kibana have a carrying 1 million receive money making. Need the ranka 1 million writing a money making. They were the following April. Christian Rebon. He was so surprised. For a ring, 1 million, another million. Ever feeling you're not intelligent. Rinka, 1 million ring is about 3 million. Salaka in. But you have building a fella, they can invite the hair, they can use it the way you want. Just like that. So building a Hawaii fella. Pasala who come there, who gain your time. It's a very big place. Ha batla ba tlo e bona be be le hore ba tla le NCOP. NCOP tlile ya fita ya kgahlwa ke ntho e re entseng. Be ba botsa wena PRO. A ile wena hore pere re bolelle hore na di tlo etsa mo. Ka nnete ke ba blesse le ra ikenya komiti hore actually ba tlo re tsa hore na re tlo trainer maqheku ha ba is a daycare center, see, the daycare. In the morning, who's what they see, members from their houses. Ali, you look at the jam, hack enough, fella, and Ali Baba Home, Baba Kamuntaki, Baba Slow, like the jam, whatever by appearing by a batting. What they also a batting by a Jew. Abakatoya di journali di retired nurses to second BP. I check out the BP, all in right, all in wiki, from there, have a time about rest of 2 hours. One more nuka lanchi by a taba, Java to show your head, oh, Jima. But the Marina of that home. That matter. Health department was up 3 million. In a sentence, you get 3 million for startup fund. It's already hit. Yeah, and healthily, social well. Rizamaile the hearings out one almost 6 or a year. Minutes like in. Kabaka le parlamenteng. Olla hore batho more teng ngola tlinkeleng. Le sindane. Aya ho premier thusa batho ke bana ba le. Raya mfuleni ba ntlatisa di. Re tsamaya Hela, let me say. Ya ba ke a dula. Ko biki a re block. Ko em block ka ma a ho lona ka ra icon. Sonte ke public ho lona mo ka fitla ka kenya ntho problem ya rona. So ke thabile ha e le hore ke mo ke dutse mona le go araba le re fa way forward because renale re ke re mo project tse ke di entseng renale batho ba oversee ba batlang hore funda renale ba Netherlands ba ne sentse ba qadile hore fa dis ta for my kids. For them to be back. Only right. Right. Don't you think that idea? But I'm passing on to see the Japan around South Sudan. Yalla hulunar how far? Hole. Only the toilet is a one that is 6 lady shower lady bathroom. People on Honukam. Office honali, whole room honali. Everything is there. I think you can go and look to Bonam how or Udwa. I say how Oka do what do that day. And the real must have been meeting lady. Christina's here. So Raul or we requisite 100,000. Living in we're taking do something. He first aid us already trained the lady. Abajo, the buyer, Romella, some of some of Honorna Oya. Racole, Kahatina, Ubanyana, Yadi, Dovan, Renalimo, among African kitchen cake. Kia Coco, and then let it put like a vampiric few give off. But who be Macantle Camuna? Preoccupied to so. Woodlam how old. Mohao how kabu. Let me say. Hakuisa Udimukwan. Ileka office in Telinda Teso. Tomorrow, this is the first time we give on a proposal. So I can pass up. Return Kalona. How fella in your province, Mon, Edeluna Lee, Litusamba to her hand in 20 her own. Marlu. Thank you, Charlie. Raku patle. Re tsofetse ka dilemo mara matla sa le teng before re a mabitleng ha re send the coming people tsela re ba train le ba bangata ba na le project tsa bontate ba etsa makase a bafu o never roka di uniform ena it was my last hope for ha ke kala ke tlo gola pension ke batle be lo re ke mona I'm one of those old people by example. So please, thank you.
Mama, Kimang Mr. C, Kimang Kisia Lord Kinton. Yena o aring moyaga o kwa hai. Chief Ipu Kimsat. Eh, ke monna wa hae Seale.
Christina Seale.
Sale. So, Mr. Seale, ke monna wa hae Christine. Ke re, ntate Seale ke monna wa Christine.
Ke Ratsale.
O ke Ratsale
Ee, ka
wa
setso jwang
Christine.
ha ke tsebe.
Okay.
Ekare ke
Yaanong o tlhokofetse akere.
O hlokofetse.
And meago sampane o le teng.
Pardon?
A building e sampane e le teng yona ya tlhokofala.
Building e teng o hlokofala e fedile re ko bolelle 1 million e setseng mane ne tshwanetse o ride a se se le hore e kae.
O e jile ntate Sale. Hey, wa itse ba bazala bana. So,
Ha go tlo kenywa paving
Eh.
re tshwere 1.5 million. Ka so bolelle re rasitsa teng dikae. Ha o kenywa fence ra fuwa hape 1 million. Ban ha ya kampela jarita rona ka re batlile le di-garage tsa dikoloi a di a hauwa tšhelete yona e dimo. Re batlile le security house gore motho a tlo dula mo a kata moo one ha ona motho a tlo robalang moo ke daycare. So
moago o teng la o
moha
berekisa.
o teng o complete ne re tshwanetse fela gore re kenye security house le di-garage.
Mara la o berekisa moago.
Sorry?
Moago la o berekisa.
Ha re o berekisa, o berekiswa ke some other people ba e rekileng wena Christine, so I understand. Re eme maqheku a tla ho nna bathong ho botse mo le ha re eme. Ke lona le ka nthusa despot gobane fulene le ena ko ke tlatsitse difomo ha nkarabe ha reng I'm sorry ne se lona ka nako eo.
Oh, problem ya o qadile le Mofokeng a sampana le teng.
Ke buile e ne le mang wa mfileng pleke ke ntate Scott ya ba Christina o re ke pleke ya ntate wa hae e yang rata live ke be le hore bana ba ntse ba re fanda ba ampa for our check up office gore na ke nnete pleke ena ke ya motho dipampiri di tlile ke tse buang hore e fuwe community e kopuwe ke maolisane o e leng gona eno nkgonna. So please help us. Re batla hore re hlokofale re le strong lefatshe le utlwe ka rona ene ena ke ya ntho ya ntate o no mpoleletse hore Seale o re ke ya hae. Mang? Bongani is the name of the place. Yeah. Mobileng re tlo e change. Sorry? Let me explain. Hona le mistake mo. Rorisang ena e tswetswe jwang. Ne re etsa awareness campaign ya maqheku ka sickness ena ya what's the name ke lebetse ya tlakrang gona itsamela tse mogolo ke lebetse too much in my head. Ebe lori ne ona wa rorisang ine le mokomiti wa committee e tshwereng bonkgona ke rena le ka odimo ke rona e be ba a working committee, let me say. Then re fa ne ona me maqindi le ba itere hore lona hlokomela maqheku ba ske ba skata re ba beile re kupile kereke while we still building there. Yena le ma-councilor a ke batle ho pata gobane ke bone ba mo fileng ID eo, not lona by the way ba ne ba pele ba mo fa bara e ne e sebetsa gore a kenyetse maqhekunong ba mo kenyetsa ditof and everything a ba tšhentšha lebitso a etsa ya hae gona ne e buswa ke ngwana wa hae o hlokofetse a bule a tla gona mme mausfand ke kopa tlong ka batho ba hao nna ke a kuba o bua tjena wa hlokofala hante o jele tšhelete e ba mo fileng o bulewe ke pelo. Truth must be told. Inkuwe ke ngwana hae. Ngwana hae le yena o sebetsa the very same thing. Ntho e bohloko ke le bolelle batho. Re na le bana ba ruteileng ba social worker. Ba shebileng hore mo ba tlo gaina. Ho na le kile ka traina batho for ba kere ba apply tšhelete lotong ka etsa di-workshop. So le bona ne ba le teng gona no banka di-project tsena di ngodiswa ho bona gore ba tlo ba applyela tšhelete. So is tsela e jwalo re tshwanetse re di bue because ntho tse tjena tshwanetse di hlaele le di lokise lona ba ruting ka hodimo ba fa ba di-project tšhelete e hlang lotong ha wena o ka di-form ke tsena ke di ka ba bontsha hore apply a lot e o bless ka apply la ke motho because how apply la ke motho half ke ya hae half ke ya hao and wena ha ona ro ka etsa report back o ntho hore ke sebedise tšhelete tjena ke sa kopa ha now ke ntho e jwalo ka mona ka vale ka mona ene ha hona way forward re tshepile lona gore le re thuse batho bana ba re hatile melala ene nna ke a hana go mausfanto wa hana mo ha o ke kopa o bulwe amen ke ketile thank you
utla no problem ya issue ya gago what we can confirm based on the documents ne? the building or the R70 belongs to a foundation that is named after Bongane. It's called Bongane Daycare Center. That I think it can be confirmed. It doesn't belong to an individual, but it belongs to a foundation. What we need to investigate and find out is who are the board members of that foundation. Again, but also what is the succession plan? What happens if the organization dies? Who's supposed to take over? Ne? Because in most cases it will be on the constitution of that particular foundation. We have also ascertained from the documents that Mama have provided, the earth used to belong to Mfuleni, but transferred to Bongani. So it's no longer a property of Mfuleni, but usually what happens with NGOs, when the NGO dies, then the property goes back to a public entity. In this case, it will be Mfuleni. So ownership is no longer in question because the documents and proof of payment of transfers is actually attached. What you need to then request that you need to do in order to assist the intern, why is the center not operational now after it has been built? And Mama Ari, it's a beautiful intern. So if we find out who the board members are, we'll then be able to call a board meeting, and certain decisions will have to be taken by the board members. Mama, what we'll also request is that the board members should not be only old people, because I can't natural attrition. But after now, so this is mix so that I hope you understand. But what I'm trying to say, ma'am, I get find out among the board members. If the board members in your next AGM, try and mix the board members. Okay? So that board members remove your plans. Because if it's only all people, if it happens that some of them, if not all of them, disappear, but not disappear, but organization ya nong go ba le di opportunity ba batlang go utswa because basna a background or go sena motho o na le background ya gore organization ena e ya kae akere but ntho e re tlo itholang rona through the administrator is you want to find out who are the board members. He will then meet with the board members, and I'm sure we are now part of the board members akere mama board member ya ko Bongane Daycare Center. After board members have met, we'll then trace the money e ya go feleletsa le botana, trace the money e ya go aga a guard house for security, but also help the board members to make sure that this center is operational. Does it satisfy you? Okay. Can we then say the tracing of the board members and the meeting of the board members can take 14 days? Is it possible? Because tracing is actually through the documentation from go mo registerang the organization Gauteng again. And after meeting with them, you develop a plan of how to then make sure for things like libotana, things like the cut house, that also include the investigation of if and then thereafter we need to make sure, which is very important, which is very key, is that the center thank you. Sharp. So that is the resolution. 14 days time, we want to hear if there is progress. We'll come back as a petitions committee to find out that this resolution is being implemented. Thank you very much.
Are we not going to ask them what are you doing?
The document on Pilangton, be clear. I don't have to question you. The document says the property F70 used to belong to Mfuleni municipality. Mfuleni municipality by transfer to Bongane Daycare Center, which is a foundation. That means Abayifamutu Oiwan, by file a foundation. A foundation can be an NPO or an NGO. Again, retort it through the documents that they've given us. What we want to see happening now through our administrator is Kimang board ya Bongane Daycare Center. Kibomang Batubalinko board the board members. Kibomang by chairing organization A. Akiri Ronaldo Batamabito Abo. And Musaweta Haiki Hotola, Ukatali Bonotola Hori, Wale Moleko Pitoria, Habayo, Ne? Yeah, Maranteri Batla, Rivata, Go Pitori, Batla Rifa list, Yabatuba Bongane Daycare Center, again, foundation. Ebe Ababeats Ayena as administrator, Yako Mfule. Ako Panalibon, Akirma. Akiri Yanu Tabasi or Copanaliba to sing faceless, again. And I'm sure we are now party about Tuba. Akopana Lilona, Are, okay. Libotana Sansin Ahi, because Arbato won't come Amaraba Chaketi, good daycare center, but can never rape you over Shapi over it again. So Libotana for security reasons, important again. Sansan Achelibotana, Chelata thing, Ikai, Inkilo Kimang, Iberiki situation again. Kim Seveso higher to investigate that. Sansan Achekat house. Chelata thing it's really if you know mang ayetsankayon again. Utaba America lilo naka Joan again. Maran important de hole. Ribatla or center is sebeit. Kim Seveso administrator o. America sanale engi li foundation. Foundation kiboma ki board members. If they list the board members, utali tusa or lego AGM li elect the board members again. The board members should not only be what Baba Kholo Fela man. Are mixing or mix it. And was Arbatlato Jan Cheletabum Konaker, the Batlaba Matam Fair. Okay, ma. So 14 days refer a mayor le administrator hae ba na tla re fa feedback ge mama ke ya this time a re nke di jara wa bona gone Simon o tsamaile kgale jang le Jacob o tsamaile kgale jang se gona le ntate ona yano le yena o tla tsamaya and then a re ka se emele 14 days ra dumelana mama ka. Thank you very much mama for raising this issue le rona ke thank you okay next. Ya re thole le kgomo mama ke ntate Khanyile o ke Mmeto and then o ke ntate Mabunda na ke Mankosi ke Moswati ke Mozulu ke Mopedi ke Motswana ke Movenda wa bona gore ke mixed rainbow nation. Thank you mama, thank you my dad.
Okay, next petition, the last one.
Yeah, thanks, Chair. Yes, it's, in fact, we've got two. One was deferred yesterday. It requires Mid-Val to respond. So I don't know, Chair, through your guidance, if they are connected virtually, they will be in a position to respond to it so that we do justice to that petition. We don't just shelve it, but will be guided by your self-leadership. But I'm going to deal with this one, and then the one that requires Mid-Val will be the last one. We will then provide guidance as to whether should we proceed. They are in a position to respond to it or what. Thanks, Chair.
Can you read the one that requires Mid-Val to respond so that we check if they are online or not?
I actually requested colleagues to check as to whether they are connected as soon as I get that feedback, because I felt that we deal with this one, and then when colleagues indicate that one will be the last one.
No, it's fine. Read the next one.
Okay, no, thanks.
My problem is that when we started, and I'm sure you were not here, we agreed on 5 petitions. We've already dealt with 8 petitions.
Hence, I'm saying we'll be guided by yourself, Chair. My apology in that regard. It might have been an oversight from colleagues to actually bring that information to my attention. Hence, I'm apologizing, Chair. Then
Okay,
this
you
one
can
will
read
be-
the last one. Let's hear.
Yes. Okay, no, thanks, Chair. Chair, the last one will be then request for review on compliance ECD centers, registration number PP03A/05/17/LO-SD. The petitioner alleges that the Emfuleni local municipality and the Department of Social Development have put stringent measures for ECD to operate, which makes it difficult to comply with all the requirements. As a result, he alleges that ECDs are unable to obtain health certificates and funding, which has resulted in some ECDs having to close down. He further alleges that of the 259 ECDs in Sidibeng, only 29 were able to qualify for health certificates, which shows just how rigid the requirements are. Chair, the petition was referred to Emfuleni Municipality and the Department of Social Development for consideration and responses. We are currently awaiting a status report. Thanks, Chair.
You need to indicate that Mid-Val is on standby. So immediately after this petition, we'll then deal with the next petition where Mid-Val is supposed to make, to actually respond. Chair, over to you.
Okay, social development or Mfuleni. Mr. Administrator, do you know? You are not aware of the petition? It's.
Which one is it? Can you give us the number for it? There were lots of. Chair, there were lots of ECD petitions brought in, and they were responded. I think it's a report that came from Mr. Ngwepe of Kokta, and a lot of things were to do. Province had already done its part, and Fuleni has to now play the part on the title deed, because those that don't have title deed can't raise money or can't do anything with the property. So, if I can be given just 2 seconds to check it, Chair.
Okay, let's deal with the mid-val one, then we'll come back to this one. Can you read the mid-val one so that the mid-val respond?
Thank you, Chair. Lack of development, Mayatin, registration number PP24D/0216LO. The petitioner is Ms. Eunice Mukwena, an adult female who resides at 27 Camel Spear Street, Mayatin, submitting this petition on behalf of the community of Mayatin, who alleges that there is lack of development in their area such as sports facilities. She further alleges that they sent a memorandum to the Mid-Val local municipality regarding this matter, and to date, they have not yet received a response. Chair, the petition was before the committee. It was adopted and further referred to Mid-Val municipality for consideration and responses. We currently await a status report. Thank you, Chair.
Okay, we said Mid-Val is on standby. Can they respond?
From Mid-Val. Am I audible?
Mid-Val.
We did contact the petitioner in terms of her petition, and we communicated with her, and we had advised her that most of the development things, you need to raise them within the IDP process. And that will be able to look around whether there is a possibility of land that can be utilized for sporting facility. The area where the complaints say there is no any municipal land that can be utilized for sporting facility. We are looking around a swapping of the land with some of the developers in that area, so that we have a land can dedicate it for sports and facilities. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Is the petitioner here, Mbuli? Oh, okay. So if the petitioner is not here, the petitions committee will have to get that written response from Mid-Val, and then it will be forwarded accordingly to the petitioner. Can you forward that response, mid-val, to the petitions committee so that it can be communicated to the petitioner?
Thanks, Chairperson. We'll definitely do that. We'll do that. A written communication. We did ourselves contacted the petitioner, but he said it's an old thing that happened that he sent it some years ago. So, but we'll definitely on Monday to the committee. Thanks, Chairperson.
The reason we are saying communicate to the petitions committee, it's to the fact that at some point the petition must be closed, and it cannot be closed without a written response from your side. But in any way, as you promised, you will send the written response to the petitions committee, then it will be closed accordingly with a communication to the petitioner. Thank you. Can we go back to that petitions? Are you ready, Administrator?
Chair, there was a response, and I'll just make sure that Tusimpiwe gets what was done, what was compiled. I think, Dafita, we may not have given him where we had responded. We just need to forward to him. So, Chair, the Tepong one, Tepong, the title deed are under Sidibeng. It Inside also under Sidibeng. Kanana also under Sidibeng. Buitumelo, the title deeds are under Mfuleni. Most of those title deeds were issued, and they've requested that those that have not received theirs should contact Mfuleni again, Chair. But what we had agreed with the team yesterday is that all the ECD related must be done together. So it should not be done by one office, then another one respond. Because there's issues as well of people who want title deeds on ECDs that don't belong to them. And there's been objections to that. But those that have not received, Mfuleni will definitely look at them again, Chair.
Thank you. Are you the petitioner? Yes, your chance.
Sebaka se ke se fumanang ke dumedise ntlo kaofela lebakeng la di title deeds for the ECD centers re ile ra bitswa ke legislature moraonyana sona selemong sena kgwedi tse pedi morao, so re ile ra thusahala eo e bile right, re lebohile haholo ka eo. Ho na le mme wa human settlement o ke buang le ena se re bua directly le ena ha ke na le di problems ke kgona ho mo sendela le ausi kona ka pele ka mo tse leng outstanding re tlameha re di lokise re di fe mme a kgone ho fetsa ho yena, so e resolved re kgone re lokise. So tse saletseng morao e ne re la ka yona haholoholo ke ena ya ho emiswa ha di health reports. Ne re sebedisa di health reports before mona nako Mfuleni. Health reports ne se ka tsela mfuto jang ne ba hore kreche ha ntse e itika e tla hantle ba e fa health report ho bontsha gore motho na wa itika, then o kgona ho fumana funding ya nutrition. Funding ya nutrition a se tšhelete ya ho lokisa creche, ke funding ya hore creche ena e ka location le leng bofutsaneng, so ba kgona ho fumana tšhelete ho reka dijo ho thusa, se tšhelete ya hore e ka kgona ho lokiswa. So tšhelete eo ile ya emiswa lebakeng la ho tjhentjha ha melao. Tumello ya rona le masepala ne le hore di creche tse fumana di health report di tlo fumana di health report until di move di a hlakorong la di health certificate. So now ba se ba require hore o ye straight to health certificate, which is very difficult because there is no funding e banteng ha o sena health certificate ka health report hore o ka itukisa ho fitlhella moo. Taba kgolo e ileng ya re makatsa ke ya ne re tlile ko educationing for Mid Valley, e ne le Mid Valley le Mfuleni le Lesedi. Re le ra thola hore di creche tsa rona tsa Mfuleni di le tsa khutlisetswa morao hore di se ke tsa kgona ho fumana funding because di sena di health report hobane di ben. Mare empa tsa Mid Valley tsona di le tsa fumana di health report. Ra makala jwang hobaneng Mid Valley kgona ho fumana di health report, hence rona di health report di cancelwa ka mona. Ke lebaka le rileng ga le batla le re sa kang ra le fumana until today. Kreche ko leseding e operatang ko mokhukhung e kgona ho fumana nutrition. Kreche e operatang ko small farm kapa ko Everton e ko mokhukhung ha e kgone ho fumana nutrition. So ke ntho e le horeng ya re makatsa bane ko Everton kapa ko small farm, those places are poor of the poorest. Ke tshokolo ena e matla haholo. So re batla molao wa rona haebane o dula o matafole le ka medieval operate le ka rona ka mona e tshwane be ntho e tshwanang e ska ba hauwa ka medieval ha o tua ka lotile sele ha o utlwa ka bona ka rona then re bella morao ha ke hlalosa ho tafole ya rona taba tse ke buang ka tsona kaofela re nkile bohato bo feng pele re ka tla ho lona re ile ho health environmental re ya ho social development re ya ho land use re ya ho building control re ya ho nutrition re ya ho different associations of early child development selling around ho rona mona. So the minutes tsa teng kaofela tsona re di fumane but empa sa nka ra kgona ho fumana thuso ke kopa ho bala tse ding hape tse latelang o tlo thola le hore creche before it operate if a departmental form ke ena ke tshwere mona ke department tse 4 kaofela ha tsona department tse 3 tse ka hodimo tsena ha se di entse di signilwe di le hantle di approval then ho sota department ya health then o kgona ho fumana a health certificate mo. So but you will find some other creches still around ho rona mona Emfuleni. This departmental form ha ya fila kaofela mara motho na le health certificate. There is a creche loring ha ina ceiling ba fa health certificate. There is a creche nang le ceiling but yona ha ifu health certificate. So at some stage I think ho hlokahala ho bana le audit ho check gore di creche tse le go di fumana di health certificate ba kgone ho meet the requirement in which way because nka re jale ya ka tsela ya sepolitiki se re sa se understanding. So ke kopa hore dintho ha di etsale hantle ke le hlakore la mme mona ka pelaka re batla ho thusa masepala wa rona because batjha ba rona ha ba sebetse mesebetsi ha yo around our communities ya rona and the program tse re tlang ka tsona di kgona ho create mesebetsi re kgona ho nka batjha ba le gore ha bana matric ga ba kenya mo ba kgonang ho thusa la teng but bakeng la hore ntho tse le gore di etsa di re thiba matsoa re kgone ho fumana thuso from anywhere le bakeng la eng la masepala wa rona. So if ever health inspector itla ho nna ere Mr. Robert Sekete you don't comply you close the center ke nana ga se mosebetsi wa tlamehile a ntlhalosetsa hore you don't comply ha o fihla mona le monana but I can assist you ho isa to the relevant department hore ba kgone ho thusa o kgone ho retsa jang o kgone ho comply but ha le rona ka mona ka vale ka mona the health inspectors tsa rona unfortunately ha di yo monana ba ruti ba sebetse ka tsela right le rona something like that. So ne ke kopa hore masepala wa rona ke thabile majoro ko na o temon a re thuse ka taba ya kgoeletso eo ke tsa mohlala ka nna ke sebetsa sekolong se ileng sa kwala sa bula madiboho man small farm man I had to ke tlwele mosebetsi ke batla mosebetsi hore ke kgone hore ke uplift ke thuse center ne be right whereas ke kgone ho kenya bo di ceiling ke ntse nthunya tse ngatanyana hono tlamehile at least ana jale ke na ke qualify for health certificate but I qualify for yona tla salba ka la eng tla salba ka hore the health inspectors tsa rona it's like when you go that side of the road there is a kikreche this thing key stop no sounds then high castle right finally the title deeds but in the health certificate but now I tried all my levels best to meet the requirements should I feel like continue to nyan kiena bible bona ba ngolotse yona ya di requirements that here should I feel like only to say 4 but I can't be able to fumana health report or health certificate tubukeletso ya ka E1 ke hore ngwana motho motho a dulang mokhukhung re ka se kgone bana le matla hore ka ha ke retšha stin hara mokhukhu mo ngwana o wa hlokala hore le yena a fumane di services o sa ne kgone bana le metapele a nkere sotho se re mohalo tswa maroleng so re batla ngwana o le na be ka tsele right a re ke retše e seng hantle re ka tsamaya eta ka le bontsha tse tsa tsona mokhukhu thole e clean e hantle there is a ventilation toilet and di hantle but motho can't be able to be assisted why. So ha ke lwana lona masepala ke ntwa ya o tloa gale na o tloa 2017 to 2011 ke o tloa gale so re kopa amendang follow upang di health inspector wente go mete buang le bona cause nka re ha o sebetsa le ka tsela e right ke a leboa ke kopa fela kutwe dikarabo re kopa fela haholo ya health report re kopa e gutle gobane e teng ko midvan re a kopa le ka mona ka vala re kopa yona e gutle for the creature tseo tse lo reng di a itika e seng e sa itiking. And hape re kopa hore Emfuleni a tlohele hore ha o hla case ya Esidimeni a ba re tshwantsha le case ya Esidimeni. Ha o tjha mokhukhu kwa Cape Town a ba re no le mona mokhukhu tlo tjhe ke Cape Town a se mona. So re kopa hore re ske ra tshwantsha le batho ba ba leng hole re thuse re kgone ho fihlella goal ya rona ya organizations tse tse leng around Kovan. But mayor ke a kopa se believe ena ya Mid-Valley hore yona if man health certificate and health report bona re ske ra ifumana ke kopa e loke ke a kopa ke a leboha.
Okay, Administrator, do you want to respond specifically to the request which revolves around the issue of the health report and the health certificate? Because from his submission is that there seem to be inconsistency of what happens in Emfuleni and what happens in Mid-Valley. So can we get a response on that part?
Thanks, Chair. I'm glad that we can enter the secret. It's a small farm when I will it's a Chablan in the next door. I'm happy that the ECD issues that the title did, CDB and Emfuleni are sorted, and I think that one can be closed. New ones of the health report, I think is right. An audit might need to be done to audit all of them and check why these are totally. Engage Mid-Val to check what are their standards so that we can then apply the same. Come on. Chair, in passing, this is good news. I can tell you there's 2 in Sharpeville, 1 in Bipatong, that were not completed for years. Buildings, nice buildings, not completed, ECDs. So I'm also get excited when I hear that others are operating an existing, Chair. But we'll look into it, and I think we can also look at this one within the 14 days that you've been giving us, Chair. Thank you. Majoro, I don't know if you want to add.
Mayor, do you want to pass a concluding remark on the issue?
Thank you, Chair. Now it's just a request. When there are petitions that the petitions committee dealt with, please make sure that your team send also those petitions to CDB, because some of the issues are dealt with within the district, not the locals. Now it's the first time that we see this, and some of the responsibility are done by Citibank. So I'm just appealing to say, let's us as a district get all these petitions as well when you send them to our local municipality at the district, so that we are able to assist in coordinating the responses, but also to respond if there are issues directed to us as a district. Thanks.
Thank you. I think the team have taken note of that. We must copy the district, because some of these issues can be better coordinated at the district, or some of them are or can be resolved at the district level. I think with that, we can, for now, close the petition. However, he has committed that within the next 14 days, they will respond in terms of what needs to happen. They spoke of an audit, just to find out all those that are affected, how or what, why are they not given that health report, but also checking with the Mid-Val, what standard are they using, so that they can also implement the same standard if possible, so that there is no inconsistency within the issuing of health report within the same district. Is that the last petition?
Yes, Chair.
Okay, thank you, Madam Chair of Chairs. I can
over back to yourself.
Much, Chair, for taking us through the process of the petitions this morning and up to now in the afternoon. Let me take the opportunity to first thank the team from the Gauteng legislature and Mfuleni municipality, Lisedi and Midval for making themselves available, particularly the mayor, executive mayor of Mfuleni, the MMC, honorable members who were here yesterday and today, Honorable Kanyile, Dong, and Honorable Mabunda. I also want to acknowledge those that were here today. And I think the most important people today were the petitioners and yesterday who came and make presentations on their petitions. I'm actually motivated by Mama here, you know, and I'm sure most of us are that, you know, having a person like Umama who have so much energy as well as interest in community development. So I think it is time for us to really learn from such wise people who lead us, not because they occupy a certain position in government, but because they occupy very important positions in society. So, but I think I must also mention the councillor and all those councillors that led their communities in raising their issues. Because people believe that if you are a councillor now that you have been co-opted or absorbed by government and you can't raise issues that belongs to your community. Councillor there are tools on behalf of the communities, and I think I want to acknowledge such efforts by councillors that what they are doing is actually good for their community. Despite the intense preparation we had put in, this joint oversight event is a first of its kind for GPL, and we remained anxious if it was going to be successful. And I suspect that although it was the first of its kind, for me, this was very successful, and I will indicate why I believe that it was successful. Well, with pleasure, pride, and satisfaction, I can say it was definitely successful. As I've mentioned yesterday, we receive hundreds of petitions each month, which we assess, consider, adopt, and then process by engaging the petitioners together with service delivery departments in the province. The petitions come in far surpassed what we are able to process on a monthly basis, and events such as this are our commitment to addressing all petitions that are in the backlog or still are outstanding. I still stress that the first instance is always where the first access, is to first access their local government, and I think all petitioners who are here, they've started at the local government level, and some of them have gone to the wards. They've taken those, and then only when there is no joy or resolution, then this can be escalated to GPL for us to address with the respective departments. Therefore, this war on petitions backlog to ensure that people are able to get resolutions on their issues, even if it is after some time, like the case ya mama, and we will not forget or ignore the issues that people have raised with us. This war on petitions backlog will not have been possible with the GPL doing it alone. We rely on the partnership and support of the provincial and local executive. We were happy to see senior officials from municipalities, even now they're still present, some of them, present not only from GPL but from also the mayor's office. And as for Mfuleni, the mayor stayed with us from when we started up to Konamanje. From the office of the premier, the COOs were also present, the administrators, and one of them is still here with us, and we really appreciate your presence. These are decision makers, and it is appreciated that respect that has been, we appreciate the respect that they've given us as GPL as well as to the petitioners, because the most important people are the ones that have actually submitted the petitions. In the same breath, I remain unimpressed by the departments that have sent junior officials as mere conveyor belts who are not decision makers. Some of the people that were sent here are not very useful for this meeting. This undermines our process and causes further delay to our petitioners by taking these issues back to their principals and then providing feedback. This was a concern, and hopefully it does not reoccur when we come back to this or other areas in Gauteng. As the chairperson of chairperson of the Petition Standing Committee stressed yesterday, we are playing our part as the GPL in partnering with you as departments, municipalities, to service our people, and we rely on departments, the executive playing their part as well. We've come ready to muddy our hands, and I'm sure those who were with us when we visited the sewer, what is it? Sewer recycling plant. You know? We really want to muddy our hands and get working on resolving our people's issues, and we've agreed on measurable turnaround times, because we can take more time as they are most vulnerable members of our society. I think our old people, single parents, startup companies really need to be prioritized. And this, that they've been waiting for services, so we can't make them wait longer. Some of them have been waiting for this engagement for more than 5 years, and I think it is time that their challenges or their issues are being raised. Most of all, I wish to thank the petitioners who have come out and confirmed their issues with us over the past 2 days. We hope you can acknowledge and appreciate the work that the GPL is doing on resolving your issues. As petitioners of Gauteng, no matter even after some time, but we have not forgotten you. Rest assured that we will not forget you. We are addressing your issues, and we will come back to communities. Some of the issues that we have dealt with will come back after 2 weeks. Some it might take longer, up to 3 months. Petitions were addressed with petitioners, and we received commitments from departments and municipalities on providing feedback. And as I've indicated, it might take 2 weeks, it might take up to 3 months. We will track these commitments and will definitely provide this feedback to petitioners. Each petition is taken seriously because we deal with real issues that communities are experiencing on a daily basis. I'm particularly disturbed by the petition discussed yesterday, where it was alleged that due to some community unrest and allegedly inaction by the councillor, a child lost his life, and this is something that is very troubling. Go ska shwa motho gore re be re tle mo Vaal. Nonetheless, all such issues that fall outside the ambit of GPL and may involve the SAPS law enforcement agencies for claims and allegations to be tested. We are also immensely thankful to the Sidibeng District Municipality, its leadership and administration team for receiving us and hosting us for this important task. The matter in which many issues were addressed and dealt with immediately is greatly appreciated. Please remember that, as I've said yesterday, this is a highly beneficial initiative, but we acknowledge that this will not be a once-off initiative or an oversight fix, and that we will sustain this engagement throughout the province on an ongoing basis. Hopefully, in this way, we will make a dent in reducing the petitions backlog, ultimately totally reducing it to zero. I'm equally appreciative to my office at the GPL, the Standing Committee of Chairpersons, and the administrative support from the GPL as a whole, who had worked tirelessly in putting together this initiative. You did well, and the people of Sidibeng have noticed and will indeed appreciate your efforts. There are a few things that I want to also mention. That yesterday we visited about 4 service delivery sites and unfinished hospital. There's also one that I need to mention, which was mentioned here, is the issue of the monument that is also not finished. The school in Rasteval that is not finished. There are 2 ECDs that are not finished, but also the issue of the 130 houses that are built on is it waterlock? Wetland. On wetland, we also visited, and this one is a very good story for Sidibeng. We visited a finished waterworks project, you know, with a very intelligent young man who have demonstrated, topic, you know, that man, you could see, I mean, you feel his excitement about the job that he's actually doing. How I wish all black professionals were like him. I'm sure you saw him, MMC, all a relative favor. Always some or I to dealing one. I think it is time that we get young people to learn, younger people to learn from him, so that they can learn. There's nothing wrong being an idle public servant. That is a real public servant, not a check collector. Because I think it's important that you must register his name, that man is such a Theo Mutusi. Problem can be solved overnight if we can get a young man like Theo Mutusi dealing with it. So we also, the other good story to tell is the roads infrastructure development. The roads were started and they were finished. It's another good story. Not everything is actually negative, but I think we've got quite a few that are also negative stories. The issue of the hospital, the problems. The SMM is more than high kick nepile in charity coconing the rare emam. Ribata 27 million that project. But I hope, administrator, you'll know some of these projects that need to be solved, and I just want to actually repeat them. There are 5 projects. There's 2 ECDs that have not been finished. There is 1 school that has not been finished. Interesting enough, the common denominator is the same contractor that is doing the hospital. But what? The project, and you give this person big projects. Mara adi there is 1 year monument, and of course the hospital. So let's prioritize those those projects, and I think say bo mama ba ne ba le mo tsa dintlo tse 130. They are also a big priority, as well as Bongani Mtena daycare center. To me, those are priority projects that need to be dealt with immediately we leave this place. And I'm sure Bongane, for obvious reasons, Mama want at least that project have been finalized and that the problem have actually been solved. So for us and for Mama, we really need to try and address that particular challenge. With those few words, honorable members, executive mayor, MMC, allow me to declare this August 2021 joint oversight week closed. I'm confident that on other similar initiatives, we will indeed wage a successful war against the petitions backlog. It is, although today initially it was a cold day, but it has become better. Please try and be warm, and COVID-19 is still out there, so please take the necessary precautions. Thank you very much for your assistance. Thank you very much. Re ka nna ra tsamaya dijo ba radio, so mong le mong a ile ja go hae ke a dlala food. No, mama, ba re ro kope o re rapelle mama. Re batla re kopa mo rapelo ko wena moruti. Ke kopa re kope thapelo.
Ntate re a leboha, o bile motle Jehova wa kopana wa ba le rona kopanong ena. O tsebile ntate hore tsohle di tla tsamaiswa ke wena. Re a leboha. Hlomphatsa baetapele ba rona ntate ba hlahang Gauteng le ba hona ba ntate ba pese ka moyo hallang hore o ba kgethile hore ba sebedise setjhaba sa hao. Ntate ba fe matla, o ba fe tsebe, o ba fe bohlale, o ba sireletse le dikotsing ha ba tswa mona. Ntate la reboha bohle ba tlileng ka dipalangwang, re hasa madi a Jesu ditsela tsohle, hole le haufi mo dipalangwang le batho ba tsamayang teng. Re tlama meya lefifi le yona COVID, re tlama ka madi a Jesu, re ha ena matla maphelong a rona. Ntate ra leboha moyo hallang ka nako tsohle, o dule le rona, o re guide, o re protect ho fihlela Jesu a kgutla. Thank you Lord. Amen.